The following program is for entertainment or educational purposes only and may contain content for mature audiences. Discretion is advised. The Numbers Guys are not affiliated with or endorsed by any professional or collegiate sports organizations or associations, nor any sports book or other gaming outlets. We always advocate responsible gambling. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants confidential help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Ohio, call 1-800-589-9966. In Michigan, 1-800-270-3044.
Live from TNG Studio 8B in one of the farthest geographical points in the United States from sunny Las Vegas, it's the Numbers Guys Better Betting Podcast.
Well, hello and welcome to the Numbers Guys, episode number 8.
You're running out of fingers, buddy.
Is it 8?
I think it's 8.
Okay.
Ocho.
I trust you.
For our Spanish-speaking
The
friends.
Ocho.
That's right. You have found the best, and I mean this, the best show for 4 finance guys this week. 4 finance guys. It was only 3 last week. 4 this week. Get together to drink some beer, talk about sports, and all kinds of other stuff that our male age 30 to 65 focus group indicates that you're going to love. That's right.
Was it last week, Jen?
What's that?
Was it last week?
Was it? What?
I think it's been 2 weeks.
Oh, it's been 2
2
weeks.
weeks.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. We're back. And if you're streaming us live on YouTube, it's great to be with you. It certainly is. And if you're hearing us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, what else we got?
Are we available on the dark web?
We might be.
The interwebs.
With Pepe the Frog. We appreciate you taking the time to listen. And either way, we would be eternally grateful for your subscription. I'm JT. You may know me as Mr. Midwest. You may not. I don't know. Do you guys know me as that? Tones knows me as
I've
Mr.
adopted
Midwest.
it recently.
Yeah, I've been
last
going
couple
by
weeks.
that now.
Yeah.
I'm one of the numbers guys. I'm the producer's chair tonight. Along with me for the entire hour, that's 60 full minutes, to my right, which is your left, we've got my boy Tones.
Coming off a fresh trip from Vegas with JT.
That's right.
We had a blast and back in the groove. Ready
Back
for
in the
another
groove.
show.
It's been 2 weeks since we saw your face, Tones.
Yeah, I'm here.
That's right. We
Ready
got
for the long haul.
absolutely.
Okay.
We got Mr. Expected Value himself, D-Dub.
Coming from a trip right from Brighton, Michigan.
Oh, it's nice out there this time of year.
Yeah.
That's where you got your tan
Long
from.
John.
The tan is, I get a lot of compliments about the tan.
Yeah, looking good.
And also a lot of insults.
Well, either way.
I say it's like reverse raccoon thing going on.
We should be nice.
So, I don't know.
I don't know.
I've heard it all.
We got my boy, the incomparable, either way, Richie Rich. What's going on, dude?
Heyo. Good to see you turds again.
Welcome, yes. We
That's
appreciate
nice.
that. It's very nice.
Classy. Stay classy, San Diego.
That's right. Well, guys, we have a little off tonight. I haven't done this in a couple weeks. We have a killer show for you tonight. In fact,
The
I'm going to
best,
say,
the best
what do you
since you've
think?
been from Las Vegas.
That's right. The best show that we've done since
Since
me and Tones have been in
Our Circa pool
Las Vegas. That's
scenario.
right. Let me tell you what we're going to do tonight. We are going to we're going to show you and talk a little bit about my experience and actually Tone's experience as well at the Circa Hotel Casino Resort in sunny Las Vegas. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Give a little plug for a local fella, the owner or CEO of Circa and Circa Sports, I'm sure.
Stevens. Something. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. We're going to do some trivia as always. We need to determine who's going to be buying the beer next week. We're going to talk. It's been a couple weeks, so we're going to talk a little bit about some the picks that we've made over the last 2 weeks. D-Dub's has been on a tear the last 2 weeks. It's something you're going to want to
Ride the wave.
ride the wave or fade the wave. Does that rhyme? It doesn't. We're going to do Game Day Eats tonight. I'm excited about that. We have some Popeyes ghost pepper wings, which are available for a limited time only at your local Popeyes. So we're going to check those out tonight. And then, of course, we're going to do the top picks. But before we do anything, you know what we have to do?
What's that?
We have to talk about the beer we're going to drink.
Okay.
And we're going to call this Libation Exploration.
Tasty beers or fine bourbons for our face holes to try. It's libation exploration with the Numbers Guys.
And we're back in Studio 8B. Today, D-Dubs, since he got trounced in, what was it? We call it Survivor Trivia by Richie Rich. He had to buy the beer this week. D-Dub, you want to talk a little bit about what we have in the can tonight?
I like Miller Lite. That's a true Pilsner.
Sure.
And so I found this Italian style because of my Paisan friend over
Yeah,
here.
you can't go wrong with Italian. We do it right. Food, drinks, anything.
And Jimmy's half a Paisan.
Hey, yo.
And I
Hopefully the
myself
better
am a quarter of a Paisan.
Oh, you add us up. We're almost 2 whole people.
Not too
How,
shabby.
how does that translate to horses?
I don't know how that works.
Quarter breed.
I
Right.
feel like an orphan over here.
Yeah, Rich, no.
That's
you
it?
probably won't like this Italian Pilsner then.
Yeah.
You gotta have
Polish
at least,
fella.
At least
Ah,
5%, Rich. Something.
Does it taste like pizza?
It might. I haven't tried it yet.
Okay.
We do have a video of the pour. We did this in studio tonight, which is a little bit different. This is D-Dub pouring. This is, oh, by the way, did you say it's Old Nation Rubicon Italian style?
Yeah.
Pilsner?
You know about Old Nation, right? Williamston,
I'm
Michigan.
Slightly familiar with
Yeah.
their work. Yeah,
They got that M43.
sure.
So
Boss Tweed.
Williamston, 2 hours from here? Less?
Hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
Hour and some change.
Okay.
Yeah. It's about 20 minutes east of East Lansing,
Oh, okay. Yep.
which is about 1 minute east of Lansing proper.
Gotcha.
So
I'm from West Lansing originally.
Rubicon, though, I don't know what that means.
Doesn't sound very Italian, does it?
Doesn't.
That is a weird. That's not Italian.
Yeah, for an Italian style Pilsner.
Not that
Let's
I'm
take a
aware
look
of.
what it looks like, what the pour looks like, see what kind of color we got here.
Okay.
Here we go. We did this right before the show. This is in Studio 8B.
Very nice.
Whoa.
That got a little.
This is keeping it real right here.
Go ahead.
This is it. There's D-Dub.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
This is way
regard.
messier.
That was reckless.
Head over the top. Oh.
No regard
Perfect.
for the
Oh,
multi-million dollar
yeah.
studio we have.
That's an old school beer commercial right
We got
there.
a new table on
I don't
order.
know why he was cleaning it up so fast. But
That is it.
That'll leave a stain.
Yeah, we cleaned it up real
it looks
quick.
like a nice head though here. It's been a couple minutes since he's poured
Yeah,
it.
a lot of lacing on that.
Sure.
D-Dub, you want to see? I don't know. We can put it next to your head so it might focus a little bit. Your glass there. Look at the lacing on that. It's really sticking to the side of the. I don't know if you can
Guess
see
that's
that.
about my
Is that what you call that?
skin tone.
Yeah,
Lacing?
that's lacing. Now dump it. If you pour it just a little bit,
It looks more like you need to get a few more waters in your diet.
it kind of does have that color.
Looks a little soapy.
You might call it straw yellow.
Soapy
I
is a
think
good
that
word.
might be the glass.
Well, maybe it's not the lacing. Maybe it's soap.
Yeah.
All right, let's open
it's
this. Let's
Dawn.
give this a shot here. Italian style Pilsner looks like 4.8% ABV and a 20 IBU, which
Now,
seems a little high for
I'm
a
going to
Pilsner.
rate it just a little higher just because it's Italian. So
That's reverse racism right
Yeah.
there.
Can I ask how many calories are in this?
uh,
I know a Miller Lite
that in
holds
here?
I'll tell you,
99.
I don't really care
I got nothing.
too much about that.
you don't take that
stuff.
into consideration?
That's not something I'm usually thinking about. I don't know
Okay.
if you can tell.
I don't
How
know if
about
this is
carbs?
one serving either.
What is Miller Lite? 4.1 or something like that?
4.1 what?
Percentage of alcohol by
I have no
units,
idea.
fluid ounce.
Wow, that's different.
It is different.
It's florally and hoppy.
And gross.
Not.
Now that-
I mean, I shouldn't say. I just wasn't expecting that to
you
taste
say
that way.
gross? Well,
I'm sorry to my Italian friends, but I'm not enjoying that aftertaste.
it's not. It's not Peroni. I'll tell you that. It's not a Peroni.
I've never had a Peroni.
Yeah,
Is
you
that another
should.
Italian beer?
You know what? I might do that. We'll do a Peroni one day.
You know what I'm going to do for all you Italians?
Excuse
Bring in
me.
the Polish 313 and see what you guys think about that.
I'll give it a whirl.
What's the Polish 313?
It's made in Hamtramck, Michigan.
Oh, it's a beer.
It's a beer.
Okay, I didn't know if that was.
The Polish capital of Detroit.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm going to give it a 4.3. I just want to drink it myself. I'm not a fan of these European beers or Asian beer. I don't know. Like, I've tried Japanese beer before.
Sapporo and-
You don't like that?
No, I'm not a fan of that.
That Saporo's sort of like a Pilsner almost, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm on the fence on this.
Yeah.
It's got a crispness. It's florally though.
Right. I'm not sure if I want to
I
drink
don't
violets.
know what I would. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this.
I don't think it would crack another can open. Of this.
If you got a choice between Boss Tweed, M43, something called Fritz, and Rubicon here,
Yeah.
what are you going with?
Boss Tweed.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna give this a. But see, here's the thing. I think in a way maybe we should take into account how true it is to the style of the way it's supposed to be, right? And that's where I think we might, because we don't like something, right? Like you guys don't care for IPAs, Rich. I know you're not an IPA guy.
So what are you comparing this to? A bunch of Italian guys drinking off the coast of Canta?
It's a Pilsner. It's got a Pilsner flavor. It's just there's something off about it to me. I'm going to give it a 4.8. I'm going to match the ABV on it with a 4.8.
Yeah. You first, Anthony.
I'm not impressed. I would say 4.6. I would not drink it again.
6.1. It's
Wow.
It's pretty basic.
It's basic with a twist, and I don't care for the twist that they put on it. How about
Nah,
that?
it's just not, I know it's not talking to me.
All right.
The Italians have spoken, folks.
It's not a prony.
That's
dude.
right. Hey, yo, Soccer Joe. That's for you. Hey, yo. All right. So we give a collective score of about a 4 3/4, I think it was. If you
Maybe a 5.
Maybe a 5.
Daryl punched it
Yeah,
over
that's
there.
true. Yeah. It jumped it up.
Definitely glad you got the 4-pack, though.
Sure.
See?
Yeah. I know.
Smart.
Also, yeah, sold in
It's not
4-pack, 16-ounce cans. If you're wondering,
A pint.
1 pint.
It wasn't necessarily an economic purchase. It was just didn't want to get stuck with an extra 4-pack of lousy beer.
Until you know, right?
That's smart.
You need to know.
So
Yeah, as much as I don't like it, I appreciate you bringing it in.
Yeah.
It's something
I
off
do
the wall that I
appreciate
would
that.
not buy on
I
my
wouldn't have
own.
bought this.
But
Absolutely.
I would never try this.
That's what libation exploration
We're
is all
supposed
about.
to be exploring.
We're not supposed
And
to
here we
stick
are.
to our usuals here.
I was trying to find a beer that I didn't think Jimmy had, and try going down that hall.
It's hard to find a beer that
All right,
this
No, that's
guy
true. I
he's
enjoy
tried
trying
every
different beers.
freaking beer out there, dude.
pretty much.
Tell me Jimmy's
And so,
Haven't had this one.
stuffed his face hole once or twice.
Once or twice. Face holes, every hole, every orifice. I've had.
Whoa.
Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, that's where I'm at on this. 4.8. Wouldn't buy it again. I'll finish the can.
I would finish it, but that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
all right.
Well, that is done. Next order of business. These guys don't have an agenda today because Uncle Vinny broke our printer.
What do we need a new? What the heck's it called?
Need a new drum.
A drum.
If anybody has a drum for a brother,
Yeah, ship it over.
yeah,
And we got to keep the show going
Buy
here,
it off
dude.
you.
We need sponsors.
right.
The drum comes right after a portable AC.
Yeah, we'll work on that first. So I'm working off a handwritten agenda here that they do not have a copy of. So
Perfect.
next on the agenda is we're going to talk a little bit, and I know, Rich, unfortunately, you haven't had the opportunity to go to Circa yet, but 3 of us have. And
Working
like I
on it.
said, Circa's a kind of a little bit of a Detroit linkage there
Yeah.
with Derek Stevens.
Did you guys
From the
eating Coney
Detroit
dogs this weekend? Or last week?
No conies.
No D. You
No.
no. Go to D.
Casey and I went to the D,
Okay.
and we played Keno, and we left. We didn't really stick around there.
So if you guys are ordering Coney's, full Coney dog?
If I order it, when I eat a coney?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, full on.
Next,
Onion mustard.
Next to mustard.
No mustard? I'm
No
full
mustard.
on.
Yeah, you got
I like my Coney dog plain
That's not a coney dog. No.
That's a hot
Onions
dog.
and chili.
It's
Only.
just a hot dog.
with ketchup.
Yeah, that's different. Speaking of, have you guys heard of a chopped cheese? Now, Tones, I know you've been to New York.
Yes. A few times.
Apparently, at the bodegas there, you can get a chopped cheese, is what they call it. And
I know what a bodega is, but does everybody, our listeners, know what a bodega is? Because that is kind of a New York thing.
okay, go
What
ahead.
they call?
Cameras on you,
It's
Rico.
basically like a party store, what we call here.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Like 7-Eleven.
a market, if you
Yeah,
will.
you can pick
local
up
market.
liquor there, right? Stuff
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Liquor. And apparently, they make these sandwiches, which are prevalent in that area.
Gentleman magazines.
They might
They'll be on
behind
the
the
stands,
plastic, privacy shields.
No,
Stimulant
I don't even-
pills.
not- those are not necessary. The privacy shield. Not in Michigan.
Really?
No.
Oh man, I didn't know they still
You
sold
got to get to
those.
some of our local bodegas here.
We should start a thing because obviously we have so much influence on people locally. We should start calling
Sure.
what we call party stores, which only Mr. Midwest would call that store a party store.
Mr. Midwest.
But we should start calling the party
I mean,
stores
party
bodegas.
store nationally recognized as a thing mostly.
No, that's
Is that Midwest?
that's a Midwest
thing?
Yeah,
So
that's actually
hold
a
on,
Michigan
I
thing.
picked up the beer, and this is what it came in. Now it's either going to be what? Porno, liquor, cigars, maybe.
So anything that's good is going to come in a bag like that, is what you're saying.
Unmarked.
Laxatives.
So, Mr. Midwest, is
Yes.
this something the bartender started calling you out in Vegas?
No, you
Where'd
know
this
what it
come
is.
from?
See, I'm not exactly a pit bull aficionado, but I know he's Mr. Midwest or Mr. Worldwide rather.
Worldwide. All the
So
way.
Talking about the singer?
yeah, pit bull. Right. So
Blodgy?
He just named himself. He's like, I'm the whole deal. I'm worldwide.
he's Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah.
So my wife and I, while we were enjoying a pit bull song
Sure.
by the pool,
Which one?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
But we decided that, well, if he's Mr. Worldwide, that would make me Mr. Midwest. Because, I mean, obviously I have about that much clout compared to Pitbull. And, I'm going to have some songs coming out from my my album, Out the Door Wall
stay tuned,
to the Party
everybody.
Store to get pop. And, Ope and No Yeah. All the things that we say.
No, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
No, yeah, or yeah, no.
Or,
Or,
say no,
yeah, no.
we
Either
just put
way.
S's on everything.
Yeah, we do that too.
Myers.
Nice.
So that's going to be the Mr. Midwest persona.
Oh.
And I think I adopted it for the rest of the trip out there in Las Vegas, where I was maybe belligerently yelling Mr. Midwest pretty frequently.
Can you just crown yourself
I
Mr.
didn't.
anything?
I didn't. My Mrs. Midwest crowned me that.
Oh,
So
Ooh.
that I'm
I
just
smell
rolling
another
with it.
T-shirt coming.
That's right. That's right. So put in the comments. Is Mr. Midwest? No,
Get
yeah.
your Mr.
No, yeah.
Midwest T-shirt.
Oop, let me sneak by ya. I'm gonna sneak by ya. That's a Midwest thing, right? Let me sneak by ya.
Think by it.
I think you're just taking things that you've said in the office and putting them in a.
No, this is Midwest stuff.
That could be
I
Oakland
think
County.
you're
I don't know.
crazy.
Oh, come
Sneak
on.
by you?
Let me
That's
sneak
something
by
you
ya.
couldn't say in California or Texas or Florida.
No, you could say it. Like I could go
Alabama?
anywhere and say it and not get in trouble.
I couldn't
but that's
go down to
something that you
Pennsylvania and
say
say
no,
sneak by you.
not really. They don't say I'm gonna sneak
Maybe
by.
I could probably on the west side of Pennsylvania, right? Because that's sort of Midwest. But over there
Yeah,
in
the
Philly, I
Pittsburgh
couldn't
area,
say.
no, the Philly, they'd
I'm
be
gonna
like,
sneak
"What's this
by
guy?"
ya. Sneak by
I'm
ya.
gonna
Where you
sneak
from?
by ya.
The
Yeah,
Midwest.
we're
Right.
trying to sneak.
Yeah, I mean, because that's a Midwest thing, right? Or that's a Michigan or a Midwest thing. Door wall is specifically a Michigan thing. You go
Door
anywhere
wall?
else? Oh yeah, you go anywhere else and talk about your door wall. People can look at you like you're nuts.
What would you call it?
Sliding
glass.
door.
Sliding door.
Yeah, sliding
Not a
door.
door wall?
Not a door wall anywhere, but here.
Door wall.
Kitchen door.
I'm learning something new here tonight.
Wow, God, where have you guys been? You got to travel more.
That's interesting.
Yeah, door wall.
Is it pop
Obviously
or
party
soda
store
out
pop.
there?
Pop is
Pop, yeah.
What do they call it in? Do you know what they call it in Tennessee? Pop, soda,
Soda.
no.
Coke.
Oh, everything's a Coke.
Get a Mountain Dew Coke.
Yeah, Mountain
Get
Dew
an
Coke.
Orange Coke.
Why would they say everything Coke?
That's
That doesn't make
That's
sense.
just the way they do it.
What happens when I want Mountain Dew?
Mountain Dew Coke.
You gotta say
It's a
Mountain
Mountain
Dew.
Dew Coke.
Oh. That's good to know.
They don't blend it together. Half.
So anyway,
Maybe I.
I'm rolling with the Mr. Midwest thing. But anyway, this what I was going to talk about, or
Okay.
I don't have it here to talk about.
Elaborate.
What we started talking about. That's why these shows go 2 hours
Yes.
sometimes, because we don't follow this schedule here.
We're just giving the people what they want.
No, this is what they want more.
I haven't been to Vegas. I want to know what's going on out there.
All right.
Mr. Midwest went to Vegas.
I did.
It's a big deal.
I
Did
did.
you guys see the blue spare that they lit up out there? That cost $1.3 billion, by the way.
No.
Oh, the new stadium? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't think it's a stadium. I don't know.
That new, what's that? Amplitude or whatever that
Is it an
sphere.
Oh, the thing. Yes. Yeah. It's
Is that what it's called?
perpendicular to the strip. I know
Sure.
what you're talking about.
Did you see it? Did it light up out there?
I didn't see it lit up. No.
It just started. It just like was turned on the other maybe
I thought he
last
said
week.
spear.
That's,
sphere.
I'm thinking
Like,
I know what he's
Spear.
talking
It's
about.
It's that new
Circa.
concert. You know,
Yeah,
it's
over
supposed to
by Resort World,
be across the street. Yeah.
sorta.
Yeah.
Is
It's
it?
by Link or
Yeah, it's
behind
more
Link.
by link. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
way back.
didn't see it though.
I
did.
I didn't see it lit up. I saw it
lit
during the
up.
day,
Oh,
not
okay.
lit up.
Right.
Not a reason to go out.
Yeah. I saw them. They were building it, and then it's completed, but I didn't see it lit.
When's the first concert going live?
I didn't even know it was a concert center.
Oh, yeah,
I just heard
I
it
think
was
it's strictly for
1.3 billion.
concerts.
I'm like a 1.3 billion dollar. I mean, it has to be for something.
I think U2 is opening up. when
Well,
they're
I'll
ready
wait
to
for
go.
the second show then.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were we saying? Chopped cheese. We'll say that for another day. My wife's going to make chopped cheese. Anyway, it's supposed to be delicious.
I don't think you can start that without explaining.
Okay, all
the
all
folks
it
at
is you cook it on a flat top, right? Or we don't
Like
have a
a
flat top.
Blackstone.
You could try it on a Blackstone if you have one. And it's basically a hamburger patty. So you cook the hamburger patty, you cook it alongside onion. And what you do is you chop it up finely after it's kind of cooked, right? So it's already cooked and sealed and everything. And you mix the onion in, then you put American cheese on top, and you put it on a toasted hoagie roll with lettuce and tomato, mayonnaise, and ketchup. And it's supposedly one of the best things you'll ever eat. Now, how that would be different than eating a cheeseburger, I don't
Right.
really know. But supposedly it's a totally different jam.
It sounds like the Sonic version of a Philly steak sandwich.
It sounds like it's, I guess, different.
The
I'm going to have
Midwest
it
Sonic
before the
version?
end of the week.
Sonic.
No, yeah.
I had one last night, as a
sneak
matter of
by ya.
fact, without
Sonic?
the onion. I said, hold the onions.
A Sonic,
Sonic Philly cheesesteak.
what do they do? Do they do a shaved steak or is it
It's
hamburger meat?
like it might be ribeye.
Okay.
It's some sort of meat, but it's definitely sort of diced, if you will.
Gotcha.
Then it's got onions and it's got cheese, but I don't think it's Philly. What is that? Provolone?
Yeah, I think traditionally, not from the
I think
Philly
it's
area.
like American
No, I had some
Oh,
In-N-Out burger out there, and I wish we
Yeah.
had those around here.
for sure.
Not a bad gig.
Did you get it animal style?
I didn't. No, I wasn't aware of animal styles.
I hear that's the way to go out there.
What is that, Jimmy? Animal style.
I do not know.
It gotta be like everything burger, right? Type
I
thing.
think it's got something hot on there. Jalapenos or something?
Oh, speaking my love language now.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go.
That's right. That's actually why we keep this room so warm, so we can keep our wings nice and warm. They're going to be about the same temperature as when
It's
we brought
about
them in.
80 degrees up here right now.
Did you say wings?
Yeah, that's what's in there.
Oh, well, no one else knows.
Oh, did I not say that?
It's not time for that yet, is it?
No, it's time to talk a little bit about Circa.
Yes.
Yeah,
And that's
Circa.
that's what's on
I want
the.
to hear all about Vegas.
Well, all right. Let me.
I haven't talked to you since you got back.
That's been purposeful on my part. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I haven't been the same though, honestly, since I got back. So I haven't been taking phone calls. But you know what I did here is I did put a little. Oh, this is not right. Did I do the wrong one here?
Well, I think so. No one wants to
Oh,
see
that's
this pour.
that again. Did I put this in the wrong thing?
Shake it up.
Why did you pour it like tap?
Yeah,
tap
we'll watch
first?
this again.
This is way I wanted to get. I wanted to frame it.
You never had a chance.
I wanted to make sure you knew it was the Rubicon.
This was worth seeing again. That was totally worth seeing again. Hold on, I'm gonna have to make a quick adjustment here on the fly. Let me cut it over to you guys. Talk about something for about 8 seconds.
So I want to hear something about your Vegas experience, Anthony.
So I stayed at Vidara.
Did you lose anything?
Vidara.
I won about $400.
I'm not like
I
your
think-
pants or your shoes.
Now,
or,
let me preface: I was there for my 15th anniversary, so love you, babe.
Shout out.
So I purposely stayed at Vidara, which, if you don't know,
There you go.
there's no casino on the bottom floor of Vidara. It's a suite room attached, kind of next to Aria, part of Aria. So
Is there a hot tub in the room?
there was no hot tub.
Okay.
We did get a massage on our anniversary morning, which was very nice. At Aria, which is the biggest, I didn't know this, the biggest 5-star spa in the world. Aria.
Really? What kind of massage? Hot stone?
We had hot stones. We laid on this
Did you do the hot stone
ceramic
one?
floor, which was heated, which sounds uncomfortable,
That does.
but I was like falling asleep on it. Salt bath. I mean, I was hopping into 10 different things, sauna, spa. They had an infinity pool overlooking the strip, which was pretty
Wow.
freaking cool too. So,
Setting the bar high for us.
so my gambling was way lower than my normal because I was there, and I promised her I would not gamble all night long, being it was our anniversary. So we stayed there. We spent the day with Jim at Circa in their pool, the stadium pool. Got a nice cabana, which is shout out to Jim for getting that all booked because that was very nice. It was hot. We hung out in the pool 15 minutes, kind of take a break 15 minutes. We had nice drink selection, food spread, very relaxing. So that was good. And then on our anniversary, we ate at Sinatra's fine Italian restaurant. Did you like it, Jim?
I thought it was great.
Encore?
Yeah, that was.
It was kind of late, but my cousin told me about it. He goes there all the time with his buddies. He's like, you got to eat at Sinatra. So I was like, okay, it's my anniversary. Let's give it a whirl. And we had a nice little time walking around Encore and Wynn.
We did.
Sinatra's an Italian food place, and you
Yes.
went with Jim.
And I
And
went with
Jim
Jim.
had what? Tacos?
No, what did you have there?
wontons. What would you have, Jimmy?
I had some. What did I have there? I had. It was pasta with a Italian sausage ragu.
Because you went to Barry's, right?
I did. We're going to talk about
a
that.
steakhouse.
Now, here's what I got to do because I can't seem to do this at the same time. All right, so hold on. We're going to watch you pour beer again, Daryl. I'm sorry, people at home.
Back by popular
All right.
request.
So I'm going to
Let's break
change
this
this.
down. So he cracks
I
it open.
framed it, right?
I don't think you could see which way he was pouring because there's too much head. He went backwards here. Backwards pour.
That angle makes my
This is way messier.
my hand look fat, Jimmy.
Yeah. Next time I'll shoot it from above.
High above.
All right.
Sky view.
So now I think I can load this in.
Oh, you made a little video?
Yeah, here we go. So this is
wow.
Circa. This is the view from Fremont Street.
I love Circa, though. That's a great place.
That's a cool place.
Probably the only place I'll go.
Down on the strip.
You know,
I mean, no, I mean
off the
downtown.
strip,
Sorry,
yeah.
downtown.
Yep.
Oh, the go to Nuggets like right across the street.
right across the street from Nugget.
Great
right
location.
next
I like
to,
that whiskey.
yeah, whiskey liquor up and down.
That's up. That's pretty cool.
Is that
This
the
is-
name of it?
Yeah, whiskey,
down.
liquor.
Whiskey down? I
Book-
thought it was
up and
Booking
down?
my flight now.
This is their what's the name of this room? This is the looking at the wrong thing here. They call this the Flex King because it has a Murphy bed, which I think Mrs. Tones might have crashed on for a minute or two.
Yeah, Jim allowed me to take a shower because we had to stay down there after the pool, and so that was very nice of Jim, accommodating.
Did he leave the door open? Because that's a see-through.
He allowed me to close the door
we
while I
did. We
was
allowed them
showering.
to close the door.
Yeah.
So you have a little thing there. You can that's like your closet or your chef robe.
We're
as we
in
call
Circa
it
right
here.
now, right?
Yeah, this is inside. This is inside the.
And you're overlooking the pool, I believe, right?
Yeah. We'll get to that. Here.
we'll get to that.
Here's the little couch. That may pull out into a bed too. I'm not sure.
I think so.
Well, they could at least give you 3 7s on that, for Christ's sake.
That was kind of how my wife's
That's a
slot machine
unlucky
looked
room.
most of the time. And this
All
happened to
right.
overlook the stadium swim. So they have strip view or stadium swim
Wow.
view.
Which I'm a big fan. And we were basically directly below there in
Yeah,
the
that's true. We
cabana.
were, weren't we?
Directly.
We were right below there.
Yeah.
How many cabanas are there? Is it like outlining the whole area there?
Quite a few.
15? 15, 20? No. 15,
Is it 15?
maybe.
I bet it's more.
You think so?
Quite a few. I don't think I have anything that.
Did it say Mr. Midwest on it when you walked into the cabana?
That would have cost more money.
Oh.
to
It
get
should have. So
custom.
here is the pool here.
All right.
Now that screen is
Is monster.
It's monstrous. I was trying to do something that might, give it some
Justice.
sort of justice, but it's huge. And you have all the odds up there because there's nothing else going
Football
on.
Sunday would be phenomenal.
I see a little tennis going on there in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, I got something to say about that. And this was the cabana. There's Veasan on.
So you got a little TV inside.
There's Mrs. Tones and Mrs. Midwest there. And this is the Legacy Club, the entrance to that. This is the place to go, man. I think this is the coolest. This might be the coolest thing in all of Las Vegas, quite honestly.
That
It might
I
be.
felt like top notch elite.
Oh,
going
it
up
was
there.
just awesome.
I felt very special.
Was
up
that
there.
your first trip, Jimmy?
No. In fact, this was our second time there. Here's a look from the sports book. I didn't take any video there. And I
At
have
the
one more
Legacy,
picture.
though.
Yeah, we went the last time we were there, and so the sports book obviously.
They
is
had
awesome too.
killer old fashioned I had up there. So
They did.
Yep.
They did. So what I kind of did was, it wasn't all good. I have to be honest. You know, I
what
mean,
was the negatives?
well, we'll go with the positives first.
Positives first.
I have that first.
Okay.
Legacy Club, Tones, you were there. I went
Awesome.
twice.
I would go back hands down.
Yep. The staff there is great. Kenny,
They were joking.
one of my bartender dudes.
Raunchy with us, which I like.
Yep.
So,
The Collector, which I think that's the name of the subscriber who's also a bartender there. He subscribed while we were there.
that was pretty sweet.
They gave us, what was that bourbon that we had?
It was like their own barrel from like either Buffalo Trace.
I think it was Buffalo Trace.
They made their own barrel just for that bar.
For the club.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
which is pretty sweet.
Off the charts.
Oh, it's amazing.
Best experience, I think, best thing at Circa
Yeah.
is Legacy Club.
I would say so.
Yep, I would do it.
Probably say berries, but
I'd say you're wrong. That's on my average list. The rooms, of course, were good, clean, well maintained. The pool Tones, I mean,
Top notch.
yeah, pool's
Yeah.
great. It,
I loved it.
it really is. Those are, I think, and the overall vibe there is.
Yeah, if I were staying downtown, there'd be no other option for me.
No
I would
other option.
Stay there for
yeah,
sure.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't know though. I wouldn't mind trying Nugget out.
I would do a night just to.
I've heard
It's
Nuggets
just the
good.
experience.
I've heard good things about the Nugget.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nugget's supposed to
They
be
have a pretty
good.
cool pool set up in the kind of middle of the casino there. But
Yeah. As far as the bad, I had kind of a bad experience at the sports book, quite frankly.
oh,
Whose fault
you
is
picked the
that?
wrong winners.
No,
I
that
wanna hear
wasn't
about
it.
this,
That
Jimmy.
wasn't it. Let me tell you what I did. So the morning that Tones and Mrs. Tones were going to come join us, they were supposed to meet us about 11 o'clock.
Yes.
He's already laying the blame.
Well, it had nothing to do with them.
I don't think
nothing
we were
to do
running
with that.
late. I think we were on time.
No, you were perfectly on time.
on time.
So I'm thinking, okay, we're going to be by the pool. I wouldn't mind, having some action and something that we're going to watch out there, which was tennis. I thought, okay, women's tennis, perfect. So I had a little pick.
I had who was it? Masarova versus who was that? Andreescu. That was at the Bad Homburg, not the Bad Hombre, but the Bad Homburg
Homburg.
Open. Tuesday morning. They were supposed to go off at like 10:50 or something like that. So I wander down and I go to the counter because I wasn't looking. I didn't want to find the rotation number. I was going to tip the ticket writer. Yeah, I usually do that. You know, if
You
I'm
do
going to
that?
come up there.
That's a thing.
Oh yeah.
You tip the person who gives you a ticket.
Who writes the ticket? Sure.
Good luck.
Sure, especially if
For
I'm showing up there
punching in your
with no
bet?
rotation number. I just said I want who was it, Masarova.
I
Today,
never heard of that in
10
my life.
Yeah,
That must be a
was
Midwest
slipping
thing.
$10.
With
Sarah,
that
would you ever
ladies-
do that?
With the ladies' tennis, I think you almost have to if you don't have any kind of number on that.
right. I didn't see it on the board. I didn't even
Really
bother to look at
backing,
the
They have
board.
to do a lot
They
of
gotta
searching to find that. you know?
Interpret how to spell that,
Right.
Based off of Jim's Midwest accent.
Right. I'm like, well, I'm Mr. Do you know who I am? I'm Mr. Worldwide. So anyway, I went to the thing, and it was like a plus 250 deal, and the guy's like, I don't think we have it. I'm thinking, well, I know you have every tennis. You know, it was WTA. It wasn't some obscure tennis thing.
Please tell me you said, "Do you know who I am?"
I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't. I thought about
that would
it.
have helped. I think.
I thought about it. So then the gentleman behind him, who I think was his manager, said, "Oh no, you know, Andreescu, she played yesterday. That match isn't going off today." I said, "Really?" I'm like, "I just looked at this. I know it's going off at 10:50 or whatever it was." He's like, "No, that's why it's not up here. We don't have it." So I said, "Okay." So we get to the pool. Sure as shit, it's on outside at the pool, and my bet, which would have been plus 250,
Hit.
won.
Of course,
Yeah. So that cost me, what, $300, $250.
That's,
$250.
That's rough. That's rough.
Yeah.
That would have
was
paid
that.
for your share of the cabana.
That was that. So after that, actually, I started going to Nugget for any sports stuff.
I'm smelling a trip to the Nugget.
Yeah. The second thing I have on my bad list. Now, okay, you're right. I get it. It's partially my fault. I didn't have the number. I should have had the number. And I could have certainly went to the kiosk and tried to find it, and I could have downloaded the app, but that wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to just go have the guy find it for me and write me the ticket. So that was kind of a bummer.
That is the thing about being in Vegas is that all of a sudden now you're hampered by the way you can gamble on sports.
That's very true.
Compared to just being in your house in your pajamas or underwear in your case, and you got your phone out, and you just go into town. I'm talking about sports gambling here.
Yeah.
As opposed to being there, and then you got to go actually walk up to the dadgum counter and then spell the gal's name from East Berlin. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, maybe I mispronounced it, but I didn't think. And I think it was like the semifinals. I mean, I know that
It was a big deal.
It was
It's
a
not
big
like
deal.
early on.
whatever.
I mean, it was already on the screen. You didn't even have to request it at Circa.
Oh no,
on
at
the
Stadium
pool?
Swim, it was it was on.
So I mean, it's a pretty big So
It was like the only thing going, really.
Yeah, it
I
was
mean,
not
I,
at that
I
point
find
of the
that
day.
hard to. You telling me they couldn't put on some like highlight or something like that? I mean, there's something to bet on everything, right? I mean, Australian horse racing had to be going on or something.
They didn't have that out by the pool. What did they have that day? They had there was baseball.
There was baseball, a couple games going on. And the tennis. Was
I
there a
saw
soccer
Florida.
match going on?
Might have been something.
were you guys out there for the College World Series?
Yes.
yeah,
I
that
was.
that was in the film.
Well, I was wondering if they were out at the pool during the.
I
College
saw it
World
on the film. It was on the. It was
That
on,
was from his room, I believe.
Yeah, we weren't by the pool for the College World Series.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing.
Although that day, Mrs. Midwest took a nap, I think is what it was. That's when I was in the sports book by myself, having a good old time. Bought a Seahawks hat. I was texting you guys.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I did like your Seahawks. Yeah,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I'm not a huge Seahawks fan. I mean, I guess they're like
It looked
top
cool.
10
It's on
teams.
clearance.
It was on clearance.
Mr. Midwest
$20.
knows his deals.
Yeah, it was a good deal.
You
One of
bought
those.
that from where at?
From the lids at Circa.
Oh, because they have a
Oh,
gift
yeah,
shop.
lids in there.
Yeah, they have lids in there.
Oh.
I'm
Where you
telling you, it's a
can-
cool place. If you like sports, it's a cool place.
I like lids.
It's where
Yeah.
you want to go.
I like it.
Lids?
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 Lids. Lids.
Lids is a
I
cool
mean-
place if you like sports?
No, Circa.
Okay.
Also was lids too, really.
Rich is
Yeah.
confusing me over
No.
here.
I'm
Lids.
sorry. I might have confused
Lids
it.
is
both-
great. They
they're
got like
both
every
cool.
hat you can think of,
Yeah.
and you can customize them now. Have you seen that?
That's what they were
So-
doing there. Yeah, the guy was trying to sell me on that. I'm
Right.
like, dude, it's a $20.
You could
Seahawks
actually
hat
wrote
on there.
Mr. Midwest on that hat though.
Fuck.
For a
Talk
Seahawks
about a
hat.
missed opportunity.
That would be pretty sweet. I wouldn't even wear it. I would just display it.
It almost sounds sounds like you're down on the Circa.
The guy just lost $250.
Well, that wasn't really it. And the other thing that happened, and I think I might have talked about this on the show before, is what we did is Mrs. Midwest and I each booked one of these packages, right? So it was 2 nights, and you get all the gingerbread. So she booked one. She was the first 2 nights, and I was the second 2 nights for 4 nights total. So first of all, we checked in, and we're pretty friendly people. We're not mean.
Most of the time, yeah.
But the girl at the check-in desk, she just looked completely like we had four eyes or something. I'm like, no. So here's what we want to do. We just want to keep the same room. That way, you don't have to clean the room, and we don't have to move our shit from room A to room B.
Right.
We're both. So she's like, going on and on about it, and then she had to scan my card in my credit card, and we do that. And they specifically told us, they said, well, you're going to have Mrs. Midwest come and check out at the end of the stay, and then you're going to be checking in, but we already have all your information, so we're just going to give you a new key. I said, okay.
Fair enough.
So that day that...
we showed up.
Yeah.
We had some issues. We had issues.
Right. So because I went down, I had to go up to Stadium Swim to book this cabana. The guy told me to be there at 7:30 to do it. I don't know. They couldn't take it the day before. So I had to show. I went up there at 7:30 in the morning, did that. And then around 10 o'clock, when I went down to put that bet that they wouldn't take in, I said to the guy at the front desk, I said, I need to check out. And, I went through the whole story. And again, he's looking at me like, I said, they told me I'm going to need a new key because my key's going to stop working.
Right.
And he said, no, we got you. You're in that room until whenever, at the end of the stay. I said, okay, whatever. So Mr. and Mrs. Tone show up, and you need the room key to get to the elevators.
Yes.
And sure as shit, they're there at 11 o'clock. Checkout's at 11. I'm using the room key. Can't get to the elevator. So I had to go back to the front desk, wait in line, explain the whole situation again. They gave me a new set of room keys. Again, looking at me like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Go upstairs, put your shit down, go to the pool. Get to the pool. Okay. This is where we're at. So we're at Stadium Swim now. And part of the deal was, I'm probably going on and on about this, but part of the deal was they give you a $75 credit for food and beverage while you're there. So I was able to upgrade to the cabana, and I planned on using my $75 credit towards the $400 food and beverage minimum that we had there. Get to the thing.
Because you wouldn't have used it anywhere else.
Well, I would have used it everywhere.
It would have got used.
But they're like,
someplace.
oh, we're having a problem charging this back to your room. So I said, well, fuck, just put it on the card. Don't bother charging it back to the room. And then we didn't use the $75 any other time.
Oh, you never used it?
No, we ended
Even
up not
with,
using it.
Up top?
No. Well, that was separate.
That
So
was
Legacy
separate.
Club, I had
No,
$50
Legacy,
for
yeah.
there. That was no problem. But because they weren't able to charge it back to the room for whatever, they took the same card and used it at the pool. But I wasn't able to use my $75. And they never gave us our $25 chips, which I didn't bring that up. So I was a little bit less than satisfied. And they just at the front desk, they didn't really care. They didn't seem to know they didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Oh, yeah, never mind. I'm not going to go anywhere. But so anyway, that was kind of the...
It goes against everything they teach you in hospitality.
Yeah, that was kind of the bummer. But the pool itself is cool.
Awesome.
And yeah, Rich, if you ever get the chance, go out there.
So
do it.
if
Noted.
Derek Stevens would like to get behind the show here,
We could correct
know.
this.
Yeah, we can correct this real easily. No, it all in all, it was a good stay. Berries, Daryl, you mentioned that. I
Yes.
say it was average.
it's a steakhouse, right?
Steakhouse.
And you had a
Had a Wagyu burger,
burger.
$60 cheeseburger. I was in the mood for a good cheeseburger.
That's freaking weird, man. You're in a
Ugh.
steakhouse and you
Mrs.
got a freaking
That
burger.
sounds something like my daughter would pull off.
Yeah, I wanted a burger. Mrs. Midwest wanted a short rib, so she got the short rib. I got the burger.
It's a
And
steakhouse, bro.
You think
It's
the steakhouse doesn't know how to cook a burger? Well, I'll tell you what, Barry's does not know how to cook a burger because I ordered it medium or medium rare. It came out well done. They took it off the bill. I ate half of it. I was a little bummed.
Did you cut it first?
I cut it. I'm like, fuck, 'cause I was starving by this point.
Yeah, I was just fucking plowed.
I just plowed half of it down. I said, I can't eat any more of this. It's not the way I want it. And for $60, I want my burger my way. I can get that at Burger King for crying out loud.
Or in an out burger.
In-N-Out burger.
Well,
so average.
it sounds like you had a
though.
miserable
They-
trip.
No, they made it right. They did it, Barry. So I really can't complain about that. But everything else was great.
But you think you'd rather go to the Golden Nugget potentially,
I think
which
I'm
is,
going to give
by
it.
all accounts, the casino is a flat out dump.
No,
the
I wouldn't say that.
play,
No.
The where you actually gamble
Yeah.
is a dump.
I would stay one night Golden Nugget, one night at Plaza, just for
The Plaza?
Old time's sake.
Oh my god.
It's classy. It looks like
I would stay at El Cortez. Have you guys gone
No.
down that far?
Just 'cause you
Plaza.
stay at somewhere doesn't mean you got to
Plaza's a
gamble there.
dump.
Though.
That's
Right?
true too.
The Plaza is a flat out a dump.
Aren't
No.
you
Gold
surrounded by
Nuggets sort of
tables?
got some nice points, but the playing floor isn't that great. Circa blows that away.
It does. But
Walk across the street.
Golden Nuggets just has a classic feel to it that you just want to try.
That's like
out
old
with it.
school, right?
Old
That's like
school,
one of the
yes.
first ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Golden Nuggets. That's a classic.
Classic.
The rooms look nice. I don't know. I'll tell you honestly. I think next time we go back, I'm just going to stay at Virgin the whole time.
Virgin's cool too.
I love Virgin.
Well, let's
That's the
spend
better of the two.
half an hour talking about Virgin.
I happen to have some footage. You guys want to? No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding. I don't have.
Yes,
I
we
don't have-
do.
No, Virgin's nice.
Well, that would have been
Give
interesting.
that place a shot.
Is that like Virgin Atlantic?
Yeah.
Same guy?
Russell,
Branson?
or
Bronson or whatever?
Richard, yeah. He owns it.
It used to be the Hard Rock there.
And that's sort of a party kind of a thing.
It used to be. Not anymore. Now it's for old folks like me.
Was it? I mean, what's the age group there?
Is that downtown too?
That is between the airport and the
Yeah,
strip.
it's off the strip a little
It's like
bit.
off on its own.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's about a 5-minute Uber to the strip.
yeah.
Gotcha.
But Tones tried to walk. He tried to walk it last time.
I went through some rough.
big
You
mistake.
think one block over from the strip it wouldn't be rough, but there was some rough patches there.
Yeah.
It's like you got all this money on one strip and then one street over, and there's drug dealers and thugs.
Right. It's like New Orleans. You don't come off Bourbon
You
Street.
stay on
That's
that
right.
main drag.
That's
Stay
right.
on
Me
it.
and Daryl went there, and that's all. They said, don't go off Bourbon Street. So we did not.
Yeah.
God only knows what great stuff might have been around the corner.
I
You
mean,
never
maybe
know.
during the day.
If you're a man of adventure, you,
We could
you
have got
walk off a couple
some
blocks.
kind of crack or something, you know, maybe
Yeah.
a new crack.
Shit.
like-
We were pretty young back
That's
then.
that New Orleans crack.
yes.
It's the best.
Is it crack or cocaine?
Either way.
Oh.
I don't know if we can afford the pure stuff at that point in time, but
So is crack like the cheap version?
I think so.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know
Sounds like
either.
Daryl's holding back.
I don't do a ton of.
I have a cousin I could phone in about that.
Oh,
You're Italian, of course you do.
Shout out cousin
Shout out.
who needs to remain
let's
nameless.
not
Unnamed
generalize there, Rich.
A name cousin.
What Polish guy do you know has crack?
Yeah. Hey, you know what time it is? Do you guys know this right
I
now?
don't know. It's time to
Unless
use
you guys
the
want to talk more
bathroom.
about Vegas Tones, do you have anything else to say?
Libation
We had a great time.
I
exploration.
had a great time. We're
Wait.
gonna do it
No,
again.
no. Yeah, we'll do it again.
So, one more question.
yes, sir.
So the Virgin is another off of the strip thing. You know, Circa is downtown. I call that
Correct.
off the strip.
Yes.
So you put Virgin ahead of Circa.
It depends what you want to do.
Yeah.
If you're going there with your old lady and you just want to kind of relax and vibe and eat and drink and maybe go to the strip, and it's still not that far from downtown. I mean, it's maybe it can cost me $20 for you Uber, or 20,
That's not a bad.
19 bucks, $15. Then I think it's cool, and it's right by the airport, so it makes it easy. I shouldn't say right by, but it's closer than anything else to the airport. And they have some really good restaurants there. The pool's awesome there too. Got sand.
I don't know,
Looks like a
Jimmy.
beach.
10 years from now, you're going to be telling me you need to go to Hendersonville.
Well, I keep going further and further away. That's right. Actually, I think Nevada, not at all. Let's go to Arizona. That's where I want to go, where there's more dry heat.
You seem more like a
Fucking
Reno,
hot there,
Reno
by the
kind
way.
of a guy.
It was cooking.
Yeah, a lot like Reno. Anywho, but Virgin's cool. Give it a shot if you're bored with staying on the strip. I know Mr. Tones and Mrs. Tones, they always stay on the
Mrs.
strip.
Tone's always.
She
strip.
needs to
if
be
she's
on the
there,
strip.
gotta
Yeah.
be strip.
See-
she won't venture.
Our experience was, we went to the Bellagio the one day, and it was like just too much people on top of people.
Yeah,
A lot of people.
Try to get out of
like an
there,
orgy?
you know.
That's Greek.
you got to pay for that.
Oh. I'm just trying to get a visual.
Just if you get claustrophobic or you are germaphobe or just don't like people walking,
Okay.
it was near Christmas time, near
Oh yeah, in front by the fountain, it gets pretty
oh my god.
pretty jamming at night.
And getting out and like say you want to go cross the strip. It was about an hour to go from inside the Bellagio to get on the other side of the
That's
road.
a hike. Yeah, no
So-
doubt, no doubt.
So I think the strip is probably not for my wife and I's demographic.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. And I've stayed at New York. I've stayed at Caesars. I've stayed at Wynn. I've stayed at Encore.
I've stayed up.
All were awesome.
Yeah.
They're awesome places. I don't want to knock that, but after you kind of do that, and it's like, I kind of want to try something different, and still have access to the strip. That's what's great about Virgin, because really it's literally 5 minutes.
Did anybody get an IV?
Not this time.
My wife was about to sign up for one after our massage, but we were kind of.
How much?
I think it was like $225.
I was trying to price my trip in.
But this was at the Aria Spa, which was probably upcharging more than if
Okay.
we were just going.
So the high end, you're talking 225.
Yeah, I don't know what the average is.
I think if you're in the comments, Mrs. Midwest, I think she paid $200 at Link.
Okay.
This was the or 2 times ago we went. She
Okay.
got the IV.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the IV it was $200.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
And
It's
I
like
asked her,
instant relief, though.
well,
Is
that's what I
it?
asked her. I said, did it make you feel $200 better? She said, probably not. Probably not. But
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't see a lot of people bouncing out of the hospital after an IV, you know? You know what I mean?
Ready for more drinking?
It's a thing.
Right.
But talking about getting a massage, this studio feels like it'd be the kind of climate for a
yeah, sauna instant.
massage.
Yeah.
I don't want to beat a dead horse here,
We
Jimmy.
need some
but
coals.
It's a little warm
I think
in
my
here.
pores
toasty.
are cleared out
A
already.
little toasty.
We just have Daryl lay across the table and I'll walk on him.
Okay, hold on. We have a
Comment? Question?
225 at Link, says Mrs. Midwest.
225.
Oh, so
That
same
seems-
as Aria.
Yeah.
You,
Okay.
you stayed at the link?
No.
Do you
Just
tip
got a
on
massage there.
Do you tip on an IV?
IV there.
Just got an IV there.
Do we tip on an IV? That's the
I
question.
would say that's a service industry, right?
I mean, if Jimmy's tipping at the
I'm
at the
assuming.
counter where he's
Oh,
about to lose,
That's true.
The spa, most things
I'm
in
gonna
the
win.
spa.
That's why I tip.
No, most things in the spa, the tip's already built into the deal.
All right.
Yeah, like our massages was already built in. So when you go to a classy place, gratuity,
I
Well,
did,
that's good to know.
it is.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Johnny
Johnny
Carson.
Carson. There you go. All right. Next up, trivia time.
Okay.
Trivia time.
Do I have an intro?
Let's do the intro.
Calling the masters of facts, the sultans of stats, the czars of knowledge that isn't learned in college. It's the Numbers Guys Trivia.
Oh, and by the way, Mrs. Midwest says you do tip on a IV.
Okay.
That's what she says.
Well,
She would know.
Who's the owner of the New England Patriots?
Robert Kraft.
Yeah,
Robert
Kraft.
Kraft.
Robert
One of
Kraft
my
disagrees.
What is he
That's
not different?
He got
those are
busted
Asian.
by the feds there.
Those are Asian massages.
Is that different?
Oh, different.
Way different.
Yeah.
Different ball game. Well, I don't.
Asian
Actually, I don't
massage.
know. We should ask Tones. Did you get a happy ending?
Only I
Too
didn't
far.
only because it was my
You brought
50th
up Robert
anniversary.
Kraft.
Only because it was my anniversary. I didn't.
Okay.
I
that
restrained
makes sense.
myself.
That's good.
I just got hyped.
Well,
girls.
you guys get them both together, though.
Kid
I
show.
mean,
I don't think I would take
All right,
that
let's-
trade off.
Kid show.
Would you do that? You wouldn't do that trade off.
You
Let's
know what's
move on,
interesting
guys.
is
You
we
went
had
to that.
5 viewers. As soon as Rich said that, we immediately dropped to 1.
I thought we would have
Kids
gained.
show.
We would have gained viewers. From that.
Not, you think so, but
think
apparently not. I think the only one watching right now is Gagu with that.
we're moving on. We gotta move.
And she's probably
expand the
gonna
audience.
tune
All right. Here we go. Here's some trivia. We haven't done regular trivia. We've done Survivor trivia the last couple weeks here. All right, here you go. You have to write your answer down and pass it down to me at
Okay.
some point. You
You
guys
got
got
paper?
pens and paper? I think
You
we're
guys got-
stocked on that.
Okay.
A little bit of football, American football. What team lost the AFL NFL World Championship game, which was now retroactively known as Super Bowl I, in 1967? Who lost the first Super Bowl? I'm sure everyone knows who won it, but do you know who lost it? Tones is having trouble with
I'm
this
down to
one, so
2.
make sure you fold that up.
I'm down to 2.
It's almost you're setting up Tones for failure here. You could have asked who won the first Stanley Cup, for Christ's sake.
But you know what's funny is I said something earlier. I said, "Hey, the first Super Bowl was that 1970?" I was like, "No, I think it was like 68 or something like that." So the only reason I would have asked that is if I was planning some sort of trivia question along those lines. He didn't bother to pick up on that cue, though. All right, I'll take these. Of course, the loser buys the beer, ties Rochambeau best of 3. Going back to our original rules here. We're back up to 3 viewers. Kid show. Welcome.
Kids show.
Kid
They're
show.
probably Super Bowl enthusiasts.
That's got to be what it is. I'm sure that's what it is. All right, next on the agenda, you guys don't have this in front of you. So I want to talk a little bit about our picks from the
Yeah.
last couple weeks. And let me do this. Let me put the performance on first. Normally we talk about our picks and then we go over the performance, but let's put the performance on first because a certain Mr. Midwest has been leading this particular game that we play
Not anymore.
for 2 months, if you can imagine that. And the mighty have fallen here big time. D-Dub, who was in the basement just a short month ago, I want to say, has risen from the ashes like a phoenix Coney Island.
17 and a half from Van Dyke.
Yeah, it's a classic. Look at this. So Rich, his lifetime return, 23.72%. We were commenting earlier that Rich's top picks, he's steady. Steady.
He maintained, which is
He maintains.
that's good.
D-Dub, rate of return, 23.24% for the lifetime. That includes the last 30 days, 94%.
In the last 30 days. Wow, that's a
The full unitage. But he's having a little trouble. Me, on the other hand, I was up, 40-something percent at one point. Now for my lifetime, I'm just cruising along here. It's 6.2. I have 22 units out and 23.36 back. And if we look at the group, we are plus 7.43 units on 89 units out. So a lifetime rate of return of 8.35. And this is kind of what I hope would have possibly happened, is that when one of us is struggling, or two of us are struggling, the other two are going to raise the ship. Rise the ship? All ships rise? Rose it?
I think
I
you
don't know.
raise a roof
Yes.
and you.
Steady as ship.
Steady right the ship?
Is that right?
right the ship.
Right the
Right
ship.
the ship. So it's going pretty good. Now, do you guys have any picks in particular? We've had 2 weeks. We haven't talked about this. Anything in particular that you guys would like to talk about? We'll start with Rich. Is there anything that sticks out in your mind from the last 2 weeks as being something you're especially proud of?
Yeah. I mean, if you've been listening, soccer is the way to go here. I mean, Daryl doesn't lose on soccer. Tones doesn't pick soccer, so he hasn't lost.
I did one. I picked the U.S. over.
Oh, that's
Mexico.
right. And you
I
won.
did
That
win.
was a slam dunk. I'm sorry. I forgot
was a
about
win.
that was not
That was
MLS,
definitely
but
a
that
win.
was international.
International
A little
play.
CONCACAF action there.
Yep.
Basically, because you got three versions, you get the. I'm all on board on this. Usually, if you have a 50-50 play, you get plus 200 because it has the three different results, at least in the regular season. And last week I went 2-1. I took a clear favorite with Columbus at 120. And then Real Salt Lake was clearly the better team on the road, and they won plus 220. So once again, all I really needed was, one of the two to really just break even, and we got 2 out of the 3, so that definitely helped the week. And then my third pick, I had Austin FC at plus 200, but they got the tie, and otherwise it would have been a phenomenal week. But I'm liking the soccer. The MLS package has paid me back, and we're going to keep rolling with it with my picks when they come up.
Excellente.
Hey, stick with what's working, man.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, what else is there? I mean, there's baseball.
Women's tennis.
Has anybody seen my baseball? But I mean,
Baseball have been very, very good.
I got a joke about baseball. I'm not going to tell it today, though. It's long.
Next week.
It's a great
Next
joke.
week.
It's the
is
greatest
that going
joke
to be
ever.
on
Greatest
episode
joke
number
ever.
10?
I'll
Yes,
tell it. I'll
save
tell
it
it
for
episode
the-
number 10.
Yeah,
It
number 10.
is legitimately the greatest joke ever, and I like jokes. It's the greatest one.
Don't set the bar too high, dude.
I'll set it high because
Okay.
it's fucking hilarious. You guys are gonna laugh until you can't laugh anymore.
Pee my pants.
You might.
Okay.
You might have some incontinency. That's the right word. All right, D-Dub, you got a lot to talk about. Pick a couple. There've been too many winners. I don't know.
We got in on that Australian rules football.
That was something.
Yeah, I don't know much about the rules of it, but it was a
interesting.
good value pick.
Different than
expected
American rules.
value. I went to the, positive expected value, which you want to explain to the folks at home what you explained to them 2 weeks ago.
I'll let you take it on this go
It's
around here.
basically, I don't really understand it all that much,
All right, good enough.
but the idea is that
Better odds compared to where you think it should be, right?
comparatively
Offered,
speaking, it's
right.
going to be,
Yeah.
you're trying to find something against the average or the, what's offered out there or what's offered to you even. Or it could be also how you particularly handicap the games, right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
If
yeah,
I
sure.
think I'm an expert on horse racing and I don't trust the odds that are out there and I say
Which you are.
I've seen these horses and I think this horse is the best horse, then I can do a similar, the expected value of picks against that, right?
Sure.
So,
Sure.
you know,
You're taking it against the closing line, is what
Yep.
you're doing.
I look across and see all the lines of the, you know, DraftKings and
Or I should
FanDuel.
say
And,
the current line, not the closing line necessarily.
no, in fact, ultimately that should be the goal. But
Yes.
my goal is just at a moment in time. You know,
Right.
it's a snapshot, if you will.
A snapshot.
Yeah, I want to see where it's at, and I want to take the best number.
Yeah, taking the best number.
And
that's what we preach here nowadays.
Sometimes it's not always there's not always a play there. In fact, most of the times there's not, but there's a few outliers, and you find that outlier, and boom.
Bada boom.
If you win, usually positive EV means that the team was a underdog, right? It seems like 3 out of 4 are underdogs.
Possibly.
2 out of 3?
You know, there's. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
No?
Oh, not necessarily.
I mean, you've
there's-
dabbled in this a bit. I introduced you to this a while back.
Yeah,
a
you
bit.
taught me all about this, and that's not necessarily the case. I mean, there's certain things you need to watch out for, because how much you guys want me to talk about this? We're already
I'm
at an
curious.
hour.
Well, I mean, I think people are going to either stick around for 12 minutes or they're going to leave, you know? So you might as well talk about it. Don't you think?
Sure,
I mean, the average time, you know, they've already probably tuned out. We're getting new listeners now.
we are. We're at the same too.
Hour 2.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, a positive EV is fantastic against the closing line. If of course, assuming the big assumption, right, with this is what
That you're going to be above the closing line.
kind of well that
And-
the market itself, right, that particular
So the closer
market.
you are to the closing line in time length, right? If you're betting on tomorrow's game for baseball, which Tones and I are, chances are the numbers could have.
the number can move either way.
Yeah, it's gonna move some.
I
for
think
tomorrow's games, right? Yeah.
My point is that it works really well for markets that are efficient, because that's the best indicator. It's like we were talking about briefly via text, is American football, soccer, baseball, probably NBA, NHL, things that have a lot of liquidity in the market, right, where there's a lot of money going into it. Those are going to be the most efficient lines, because that's where all the people have already. Oh, you know, I knocked you out there. Sorry, Rich. Go ahead.
Let's say probably European soccer though.
Probably. I can't find any information to find out how bet into MLS is.
I mean, I think the English invented betting. I mean, it has to be like just very heavily. I
European
mean, it's the
soccer
number
is
one.
huge.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I would think that's what carries.
Yes,
MLS is probably very small
probably,
potatoes.
probably comparatively for sure. But the
Oh,
idea
yeah.
is that, you know, the sharp lines on the books that are sharp books, not European books like we bet into, right? Or you guys might bet into DraftKings. Those are the European style books who have that model, that business model. But the Pinnacles and the Chris's of the world, they have like 99.7% predictive on their soccer lines. So if you're going to beat their closing line, you're pretty much in really good shape,
Yeah.
right? Not necessarily that bet's going to win or that bet's going to lose,
Right. Odds are.
but you know that you got a price better than the probability that is the true probability of the market. So as long as those are the types of markets that you're looking at, that makes a lot of sense. Now, what I don't know and what I'd like to know more about, D-Dub, is like MLB player props as an example. Is that an efficient market, do you think? Do you think there's a lot of money being bet into those? I don't know.
It seems like they're probably just throwing something at a board and
I don't know. And I'd like to know that, because if it's not, right, if it's not an efficient market, then
I think props. I don't know. I don't have anything to back up. My opinion is they're bad bets.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of
It's
money.
like,
I think it's winners and overs and unders.
I'm
Vast
comparing it
majority.
to the only thing I have to go off of is a craps board, right?
right.
So you have like your not come line or whatever. That's a 50-50 bet, I think. The only one in the casino. But then where they get you is there's 100 bets on that board.
hard
They're-
8.
Hard 8, sure. I mean, so
Boxcars.
8-1, whatever it is.
Little Joe.
But that's where
Ice Cube.
I think it's probably the same thinking. I mean, there's
you-
so many prop bets out there that obviously they all can't hit.
Right.
So,
How
I mean,
could they possibly have that much liquidity?
No.
right. So
I doubt it.
I think prop bets are just more of a fun
betting thing to do if you're. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have a favorite player, or I don't know, you're going to the game or something like that. You know. I
Sure.
mean,
Well, okay, so we know for a fact, if we want to talk about this for a while, we know for a fact that American football sides and totals, incredibly sharp, right? The number is the number. That's going to be the true probability because,
Number one here in the U.S.
right, number one here in the U.S., European soccer, NBA basketball sides totals. What else? What am I missing? Hockey sides and totals, probably. There's probably
Baseball.
more than enough. Oh, yeah, MLB. MLB
Yeah.
run lines, I'm assuming money lines and totals are probably really an efficient thing. So beyond that, so if we're talking MLB player props, and if we're saying that it's not an efficient line, then does that make then we know obviously the closing line value isn't as important. So is it possible to beat that? To be inside of that thing, like I was saying the other night, is women's tennis is about off Circa or not Circa's lines, but props to Circa for being one of the only sharp books or semi-sharp books in the States. If there's a 9% variance on women's tennis from the closing line at Pinnacle, can we get inside that and provide value some other way?
I think like college football lines move quite a bit throughout the week.
Sure. I think college
More
football's
so
another
than NFL
one.
because
Yeah.
there could be a big difference between the teams where NFL, it's more evenly matched most of the time. So there's massive swings in college football lines.
Definitely.
That I noticed.
But that should be your homework, D-Dub,
Yeah.
is let's find out, if we can, how bet into certain things are. Because if it's a huge liquid market, then we know that line the closing line has real meaning, right?
Sure, I'm always looking for an angle,
Yeah.
but I don't know what
I don't know
that
where we're gonna
angle.
find that.
I don't know what the angle would be.
I don't think you're gonna find one. I think it's a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's it
agree
too.
with you, Rich.
That's it too. Especially on props. Props are fun.
I mean, yeah,
like
if
football
you're at the table, and I mean, I've never been. I would love to get on a hot, dice table one time because it looks fun as hell. Like because you can get those rolling for a long time if you keep hitting, and I think you could hit on what Hardy. You said Hardy. You can once that hits, you can bet that again. And if you get on a hot hand, you could win a crap ton of money, and it's probably the same thing in player props. I mean, you can get lucky and hit a bunch of those in a row, and I think if you just did it every day, I don't think you'd make.
Yeah, I
any
think it's a
money.
losing battle over time, but yeah.
But they're fun. I mean, that's what this is all
It's
about.
fun.
So it's fun.
That's a fun addition. That's it.
And Daryl's hot, so if he's got a player prop going, then I'm taking.
Oh
it
yeah,
right
no,
now.
I'm not knocking that. There's certainly that aspect of it, right? Where like I said it 5 shows ago, I would fade my ass because I mean that wasn't normal. That's not going to happen. I know I'm not going to win 68% every week. That's just not going to happen. It can't happen. If that was the case, I'd be retired.
That's true, but you can hit a window of
You could hit a
month or
longer
two.
window, sure.
And that's what makes it fun. I mean, then once you feel yourself going cold, you obviously got to back down. But I mean,
Right.
that's why we all gamble to have that window or two where we get really hot, like Daryl is right now.
No,
I
it's
mean,
fun. It's awesome,
It
right?
sucks
that
when you're
happens.
at the bottom, but
Yeah,
then
it
if
does.
just same with tones. If you get 6, 7 in a row, I mean that's what brings. It's like I mean,
and he
anything,
will.
like-
We know that's going to happen. That
like
he's going to
golf.
come.
You could suck for 17 holes and hit that nice drive, and you're like, I'm back, baby.
Yeah. Bring it back.
And Tones, in your regard, World Junior Hockey is just around the corner. So,
I'm a fan.
so.
I'm a
But
fan.
speaking of prop bets, I hit one. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago? JD Martinez.
Last week.
Oh yeah,
2+ hits.
2+ hits.
Oh, yeah?
Good
He
one.
went 4 for 6. I should have said JD Martinez 4 hits.
That would have been a nice payout.
That would have paid off.
Was he
pretty
playing
nicely.
in like Colorado or something?
He was because
Think he
I had
was, yeah.
Colorado that night, and I looked at the score. I said, "Ah, son of a bitch!" And then I saw Daryl. I was like, "Well, at least Daryl got
At
something."
least
out of
Daryl
it."
got that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Nice play.
Yeah.
So off the record, I had JD Martinez last week to hit a home run, and he did. I took him again this week, not so much. But that's that promotion that FanDuel runs, Jimmy. Bet $25 somebody to hit a home run,
Dinger Tuesday.
and then they will give you up to $25 back in increments of $5 for every home run that's hit by any player in that
That's a
pretty short game.
no-brainer, right? I mean, it's
Well,
just kind of
I don't know how often 5 home runs are hit. I think there's been about
you get your
6.
money back though.
If they hit 5 home runs, absolutely.
Well, and you've done it
Twice.
Twice.
But it's been about 6 weeks now, right?
Okay. See, it's never happened to me.
So,
I don't think where I had
Twice
4.
I've gotten my money back. Once I got nothing back.
Right.
And then the other 3 times, I think I probably averaged getting 10 back.
Okay. I've done it one less
So-
time. I think it was 5 times for me this week. I had $15 back this last one, but there was a game I had the Angels, and they hit 1 home run, so it was $5.
So if you get the $5, you got to bet on another home run dinger.
No, you can
personally?
use it for anything.
Oh,
It's just another FanDuel
Yeah.
credit.
okay.
Yeah. It hasn't worked for me. You're probably about even then, right? Not including the free bets?
Got to be close, I imagine, right? Because when you do hit that one, like I did, it's like 3-1. Mm-hmm. No, it was like 3-1.
3-1 or 4-1. I think 425.
Yeah.
A lot of those
So
times.
I mean,
Yeah, I think last year when Judge was having that monster 60, he was like 2-1 every night still.
Really? Well, Tani, that's who I
Oh,
took
he's
this
been
week.
killing it.
He got he hurt his pinky finger or
Yeah.
something. He got yanked, of course.
Right.
So he didn't.
But I guess he was on a better
whatever.
pace than Judge was last year.
really,
Yeah.
Home run, yeah.
What's he
Really?
at? He's at 22.
Yeah, but his pace is
I
better.
No, I thought he was at 30 or
No, he's more than that. Dude.
think. Is he?
Yeah, they said he's on a better pace than Judge was.
Really?
Yeah.
PointsBet had a home run bonus happy hour, whatever it was,
Okay.
and it was I think it was like 50% more than what you're supposed to get on a home run. So there was 6 options. You could bet any or all.
Okay.
Otani, all the big names. And so I said, I'm just going to do them all. And I only bet, like, say, $5 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I hit on 3 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It
pretty
was-
awesome.
31
was-
bombs so far.
31.
games. He had 34 total last year, and he's at 31,
Wow.
87 games.
I mean, is he the most incredible baseball player?
Yeah, I mean,
that
to
ever
pitch
lived?
and do that is incredible.
Do you think he's like Michael Jordan GOAT territory?
He's got to do it
I mean,
for a
he's
few
gotta
more
do it
years.
for a while.
A few more years.
What do his pitching numbers look like?
Let's-
They're insane. They're not as good as last year, but
his hitting's better than last year. Pitching is not as good.
Yes.
It's
I
flipped.
know he's had a couple games where they did, I think I took the Angels and it wasn't necessarily a great performance by him.
I do think about that Deep Thoughts by Rich Handy on the way into work
Deep
sometimes.
thoughts.
I mean, we've never seen anybody, like we heard about Babe Ruth, right? How good of a pitcher he was before he was a home
Right.
run hitter, but this guy does both still.
Insane, man.
But yeah, why is it though that you can play catcher, which is maybe the hardest position on the field to play,
oh yeah.
and then you can go up there and bat, and you can bat like Piazza or Irod, Ivan Rodriguez, and be an all-star hitter, just on your hitting merits. But somebody pitches and they're automatically assumed to be a liability at the plate.
Yeah, to have like a
That just doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, especially when you think, like, I don't know, my son plays baseball. I think about, usually it's the best athletes are pitching, and they're going to probably be, your shortstops and your best hitters.
Sure.
And then somewhere along the line between leaving high school, where they're a great hitter and a great pitcher, they go to college and then they hit, and they hit good, and then they get to the pros and then they don't hit anymore. Like, why is that?
How much a year do you think he's going to get?
60, 65.
Twice as much as Judge's 40.
Yeah, it's 60, 65 for sure.
So there's only like 3 teams that can.
The problem
possibly
is it's a huge gamble because if he gets hurt, you're done but you're getting a stud pitcher and bat in one player. But you just hope the hell he stays healthy. That's the problem.
I just feel like you shouldn't exclude a guy like that from batting.
Hell no.
I get you
Hell
can get
no, not that guy.
No, I mean, and all those a lot of those guys are great athletes, and they probably were great hitters at some point in their life.
Yeah, but most pitchers are not good hitters. Though.
So Jimmy, it's funny you brought up that one night he hurt his pinky, right? Pitching. He had a home run that day, and I actually I was listening to, I don't know if it's VSiN on the radio or whatever, but there's a guy that comes on and instead of picking the game, he'll pick the pitcher to win.
okay.
So
Yeah,
you
have
get
the winning.
better odds, right?
Sure.
So when Otani or like a power pitcher can go 6-7. I don't know how many there are. Garrett Cole maybe is one of them still. I don't know, but Otani went 6 innings that game and won. He had a home run. He won the game, so you got plus like 140 instead of minus 160.
Oh yeah, well, that makes sense.
So that's kind of a different major league bet.
I'll tell you,
that's out there
It
too.
wasn't the game that the game I had. His finger was already hurt, I think is what it was, and I had him at home to hit a dinger. He did not hit one that game.
Oh, man, maybe
I think
it's
it was the
next
game
day.
before.
Oh, okay.
That you're talking about, the game I was talking about.
Yeah.
He pitched. They pulled him from the lineup, but because of the Otani rule, right? He can continue to bat, but they didn't leave him in because of his injured finger.
Anyways,
So,
it's just another
wow.
angle on major league betting. Like if you like the pitcher a lot,
Yeah,
your odds if you go for him for the win,
for the win, sure.
you'll get a lot better.
Oh yeah.
That's a
odds.
great. I never really thought
That's
about that. That makes a lot of sense.
It's interesting. I
We went the whole show, Daryl. But
how many games does a starting pitcher that stays healthy? How many do they pitch in these days? It's not 40, right? It's
No,
35.
32 to 35.
that's what I mean. Like you need an Otani like guy that'll go 7, right, to give you a chance. Because
Right.
if you have a guy that goes 5 and 6, and you're right, there are all stars that pitch only 5 and 6 now.
Some of them,
and,
you get no decisions on some of them.
right,
Yeah.
and that's where the odds increase.
My question was going to be how many guys? What does Verlander have in wins versus games he pitched in that they won?
Sure.
You know what I mean? That would kind of be my question. The starting point, like,
No,
if
you're
it's
right.
70%.
I agree, and like I said, you have to have pretty good confidence. The
Yeah,
guys
say
can
he
go 7.
pitches 35 games, wins 20,
Right.
loses 7, but there's some no decisions
But-
in there. You know,
Verlander's a great. Him and Scherzer, sure. I mean, back in the day when
Yeah.
they were going strong 6, 7, 8. I mean, Verlander's one of the few guys that go 9 almost still. I haven't tracked him this year. I don't think he's doing as good. But back in his day, that would have been a great guy to jump on, get some extra odds. So
absolutely.
Very
Interesting.
good. Very good points. Very good points. Yeah. So, Daryl, you talked about your picks.
Pretty much. I mean, those were 2 of them. Australian football.
did you explain the rules of this Australian football?
I didn't. I think that's for another show
Yeah, we'll do some
Perhaps.
research before we do
very
that. Before we
detailed.
talk about
So,
that.
because they were plus 50, right?
That's great. Really quick, Mark Norman, guy we saw comic.
yes,
He was
yes.
out in Australia talking about this, and he's like, the best way he could describe it was football meets soccer. It's some type of blend they play out there. So, just a little quick.
Yeah. Why
Nugget on that.
Why ruin a good thing, right?
Oh no, yeah, man, you got the right side of the play there. So
Yeah.
That was awesome. Plus 51 and a half. I only lost by like 10 or 12, right?
Isn't that wild?
and when I was reading that, now granted, I was incredibly hungover that morning. I'm getting ready to leave. We'd just been in Vegas for 5
our
nights.
Our text is getting blown up. I'm like, I can't read this right now.
It says plus 50 and a half. Did I read that right? Or plus 52 or something? But yeah, you were
Yeah.
right. You
Yeah.
were right.
There was also a couple ones that, like, we were talking. Rich was, I don't want to say Rich was doubting me, but it's just like you never know
Never
with
happens.
soccer, you know? Like, the bet was.
Hold on. The only person that doubts somebody in soccer is you. That's all I get from you every week.
I bet I think it was FCNY Pigeons, maybe Gotham. I don't know which one it is.
I call them Gotham. You call them Pigeons.
Yeah.
It's probably their nickname.
But remember, I bet that they would draw. You know, and Rich was originally was against the draws, but I think he's come around on the draws.
Well, I think the draws are probably priced appropriately.
But
25% ish
I
of the
was
time.
betting that they were going to draw,
Actually, 1.25 most of them.
and they had
Yeah.
all it really was is that they had drew they drew the 4 previous games.
Yeah.
That was I won on their 5th draw
Fifth
in
in
a
a
row.
row.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
And so
I agree. When I first got into it, I was thinking, why would you pick the tie? But when you look at the standings,
there's a ton
I
of
think
ties.
I actually calculated it's 30% of the games end in ties.
Wow. That's
So
I wish they'd bring the tie back in hockey.
So I actually did a live bet this weekend when a better team was down 1-0 in MLS with about 20 minutes to go, and the draw was about plus 325 at that time. So
Okay.
the better team is losing,
Oh, okay.
and
So
sure.
throw on the tie, right?
And this was after the Atlanta. And by the way, we Jim cashed in Atlanta.
United.
I did. Yep, that was thanks to Rich.
That was off the board, and then the team did tie it up with about in the 75th minute.
Yeah.
So there is some live betting fun you can have there too. If a better team is down,
Yeah,
one,
throw some money on it. That makes sense.
if you watch the game, the better team usually has all the pressure when they're down one, because the other team is just trying to hang on for the win.
Right.
So I don't know. Soccer's been good. I mean, obviously I'm due for a correction, but like we
I
said,
wouldn't
wins
complain
are due.
about. Well, yeah. You didn't happen to play those 3 soccer picks I gave you, did you? Did anybody play those? Those are profitable.
I missed that.
That was based on the soccer model I whipped up in about 5 minutes using Nate Silver. Shout out Nate Silver.
I didn't see
noise.
that.
I said, do you guys not look at all these spreadsheets I fucking send you every day?
I don't know. There's too much women's tennis on there for me
there's
to
women's tennis.
decipher.
I'm not a big spreadsheets guy.
Oh, yeah. I came up with just a quick soccer model. It was profitable after 3.
Is that a Microsoft Excel?
No, it's Google.
I only use Excel.
We might
that's
have an opportunity here, like women's tennis.
Huge sample size. 3. It was profitable. I'm not going to do it
That's
anymore.
your 3. Then my 9 or 10 have been, and Daryl's 4 have been super profitable. So
Well, what I'm saying is I don't know if we have enough. I didn't back. There was no back testing. There was actually, believe it or not, the tennis thing I'm doing. I have back tested
Back
that.
testing? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you
And
what, you put
it
together
works.
where our lifetime is in making money in every sport, and I guarantee you MLS is our highest right now by far.
For you guys, it is.
I would agree.
I'm sure it is. There's no, and I don't see every pick you guys make that's on the show. If we're just going by what's on the show,
I say,
you're killing
ride
it.
the wave,
You're killing it. There's no way. There's nothing I've ever done that has been that profitable. That you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So, Tones, you didn't have any picks for the last 2
I've
weeks,
been
so you have
gone.
nothing to talk
I've been
about.
out of office last 2 weeks.
That's right.
so-
You've been out of office. You had your extended absence greeting.
Yes.
Comic Con?
He
No,
was at Comic Con.
YouTube account.
VidCon.
Oh, Bitcoin.
VidCon.
Yep.
Interesting experience. But.
You want to talk about that at all? Why not? We're already at an hour 17, and we got like 15
Yeah.
more things to do. This is going all night, baby.
It's not Bitcoin, right?
No, this is a YouTuber convention in Anaheim. I went with the 2 boys, but I don't know. It's not the crowd was a little too artsy for me, but
Was Mr. Beast there?
Mr. Beast was not there.
No.
Sniper Wolf, who is my kid's favorite.
Wait a minute. Was Sniper Wolf there?
Sniper
She had a
Wolf?
private
Oh, you mentioned
speaking
this.
engagement.
Yes.
They did meet one of their favorites just walking. We were grabbing some food, walking outside. I didn't even know. Anthony, my son, comes running over to me. He's like, "Hey, Dad, I'm in line getting a pizza." And he's like, "Hey, come over here, take a quick picture." So he runs over to him, and I didn't know if this guy was going to, tell him to get the hell out of there or whatever. But the guys were really nice, and my 2 sons took a picture next to him, and that made their day, just having a picture with one of their favorite YouTubers.
How about Jake or Logan Paul?
They were not there. Odd Ones Out, my personal favorite.
Who?
Odd Ones Out.
Oh, I haven't heard of that
He
one.
was cool.
Dude Perfect?
But they had some roundtables talking
Jessup?
about how they all got started, which was I found interesting how they started.
That would be cool.
Drawing in their in their parents' house and started out from nothing, and so very interesting. I don't know if I would go back, but my kids had. Yeah, it's a great memory for my boys. So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm really disappointed. Sniper Wolf's probably my favorite YouTuber, actually.
Yeah, she's up there for me, top 3.
I love Sniper Wolf.
Me too.
You guys know who Sniper Wolf is?
It's women's tennis, Sniper Wolf, Jim. There's a.
Google her real quick, and maybe you'll find out.
There's
little bit about
there's
it.
a reason why we like her.
I'm sure.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
I gotta say something here.
Sure. Yeah.
Before, because you're gonna go to Anthony's picks, and
Yeah, you're gonna
we're
get
gonna
lost
bounce
in the
around.
shuffle.
It's come to my
You haven't
head.
had enough time yet.
I saw one of the greatest things I've seen in a live setting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you call it sports or what you call it. Well, I guess it's sports.
Okay.
And it's the kids. I was at a graduation party, and it was down in the basement. The kids were. I think they invented this. I'm not 100%. And maybe it's a thing that other kids know about across the land. Maybe across the Midwest. Maybe across.
I would know about it then.
Yeah, this is a great lead-in.
So
Mr. Midwest.
it's called Sting Pong.
Sting Pong.
Sting Pong.
This is a variation on ping pong,
Yes.
possibly?
Sting Pong.
Sting Pong.
That
Spelled
sounds like-
T-I-N-G.
It sounds like a painful.
And there's
ping pong.
4 kids involved, and they all have a paddle, and they, volley. Somebody serves it,
Like on a ping pong table?
on a ping pong table,
Okay.
and then they rotate around the table clockwise as the game's going on. So basically, 2 people are playing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And 2 are on the sides. Okay, so one person hits it, then he immediately, makes a quarter rotation around the table.
Every time you hit it,
Every
you
time
have
you
to
hit
rotate.
it. And then whoever screws it up, the other kid that's on the other side takes the ball and whacks it
Oh,
at him.
it's beat with the paddle, is what I would say.
And then the kid ends up with a bunch of, welts
That's
on his
cute. That's
back.
cute. So it's like
Serves them right for
is it
screwing
like
up the
a,
rotation.
a dodgeball ping pong?
No, you guys ever
There's
played?
no dodging. You just take it like a
gotta
man
take it like-
or
yeah.
woman.
Or
You ever
woman.
you ever play butts up when you were a kid?
No.
This sounds like something that maybe
What's
only you played,
that?
Rich.
No,
This is what the babysitter told you we played.
No, but
that was gone by the 80s.
shout out to Dan Moffat. He definitely knows what butts up is. So
Oh God, that's even worse.
you play with whatever ball, usually a tennis ball, or I've played with a hard ball, but you bounce it off the wall, and if it hits off your hand, you don't catch it clean.
Okay.
You got to go to the wall, and the other person gets to throw at your butt.
That's
You get a shot
So
off the ass.
if you got a hard ball, you can throw it as hard as you can
Oh,
at
yeah.
your brother's butt.
You're gonna have. That's kind of cool.
that's not socially acceptable anymore.
Well, it's a variation of sting ball, I think.
My poor brother.
So yeah, when one kid screws up, then they lift the back of their shirt up,
Yeah.
and then from the other side of the ping pong table, they wind up and
Oh, you got to lift off your shirt?
oh yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, a ping pong ball.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you hit your shirt, it's not going to do any damage at all. Really, it's going to
no, but think about it
without the shirt, with
Yes.
the shirt off, maybe a
Yeah.
little sweaty.
On a
Yeah, it's like
summery
a
day.
That'll
wa-
hurt a little bit.
It's the equivalent of a wasp sting.
Oh, God, I have stories about that too.
So you can miss too, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was the thing about
Oh,
butts
yeah.
up is you can miss him and him in the back of the head too.
Which is, that happens.
That's
That's not cool.
if it's your brother and you're mad, it might be a bad day, So we need another shirt. Hashtag sting ball. Hashtag butts up.
I got to
Sting ball,
finish the
butts up.
shirts. The factory's
So-
got. I have the shirts.
Yeah, but the factory's not
I
running.
just the factory has been busy doing other things.
It's been closed down for a
Yeah,
while.
they've been making.
So I would just say out to all the people out there that badmouth today's the generation of youth out there.
Yeah,
I'm very happy to hear this.
Yes.
we call them the P word sometimes. We're like a bunch of they don't know what.
Panty waist.
Yeah, it's a bunch of panty. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Panty
Yeah.
waist.
Ping pong.
Professionals.
Let's roll this out at the next pool party.
I don't have a ping pong table for this
Oh,
very
we'll-
reason.
We'll find one.
I
pool?
wasn't gonna play.
You
And
didn't play.
I've
You didn't
got
play
a,
at all?
gift for the. I got a supple wrist.
You got a soft hand, as the
Supple
great
wrist.
one said.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
but that was the highlight of my last 2 weeks.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's great.
I was wondering if I could get some pictures,
interesting.
but I don't know that they'll get released of this kid's back.
No, that's not okay. Can't do that anymore.
It was,
Oh, they're taking the back?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and it was.
Not pretty.
It wasn't
I thought you
pretty.
were going a different direction with pictures there for a second. Like, I didn't know girls were playing.
Oh no!
like high
In
school.
fact, there was a girl that was playing, and every time she screwed up, her boyfriend would come over to the table and lift up his shirt.
Oh,
No.
he took one
So-
for the
They
team.
say chivalry is dead.
Chivalry-
I don't think so.
Alive
Wow.
and well.
Took it for the team.
Well, I would do that. I do that for
could-
anybody
That
at
could
this
lead to
table,
breakup, though. I mean, how many times are you gonna fucking miss that ball?
He was a little. He looked a little hot.
Eventually, he's like, "I'm out. Enough." Oh wait. We have.
Oops, that was the first
Whoa.
F bomb. Sorry.
We have. Oh no, you can say all the f bombs you want. I mean, it's a kids show, but they say worse than that nowadays.
That's true.
We do have a live chat from a certain realtor, Lauren, who says, "I have one he can have. I have one he can have." Is
Ping
this
pong table?
Ping pong table? Is
Oh,
that what
yes,
you're
it
talking
does.
about?
That's gotta be a ping
LY?
pong. That's gotta be a ping pong.
Oh, it's gonna go on the road now. Next, it's coming to Daryl's pad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sting ball, here we come.
It's only for I think for the kids like 14 and under.
Oh, it's new.
It's not for me, but I like watching it. That's a sport that I like to
Well,
watch.
maybe we'll play some butts up instead.
Have you made any
Like
lines
something.
on that? We should be able to. We should be able to
I
handicap
think it's
that.
just more of a a viewing thing. I don't think there needs
I
to
know
be
you like
anything
watching
else.
the kids. That's kind of your thing.
Well,
You-
I've
you
been
enjoy
chasing
going out.
around the 14-year-old boys
That's all you
lately.
do. It's weird.
It's
Watching
about the
baseball.
Think about the anticipation though. Before you get
And-
stung with that ping pong,
Oh,
or you
it's
get
gonna
a,
suck.
You get a tennis ball in the ass. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's going
all
to totally suck.
all good times.
Mentally tough.
Right. Well, that's good though. It toughens them up. I'm all
It
for
is.
that.
I was just shocked that they would
Realtor
do anything.
Lauren? Which you want to give a shout out to whatever brokerage she's at?
KW.
Yeah,
Keller
she's a
Williams.
KW,
She's
yeah.
a KW girl.
KW.
For all of your realty needs,
Yes.
contact Lauren Younga at Keller Williams. She says ping pong table. You guys were correct about that.
Perfect.
She has an extra one.
That-
She uses to stage houses sometimes, she says.
She brings it with her.
Never mind.
It's mobile.
It is mobile. There's a certain
I
certain
feel like,
ethnicity love ping pong.
Because I got a rule at my house: when you bring beer, it has to stay. Either you drink it all, or you leave it in the fridge
Well, that would just be rude.
at the pool.
yeah,
so
who takes it with them?
I've had people.
I got one Bud Light
I've
there.
had people just
Shout
come with
out.
the roadie and that's
Shout
it.
out Greg Texas.
So I kind of feel like this.
Well, oh,
the
you're
same
gonna
thing
tax
would
a-
be. The same thing applies to ping pong tables. You bring one, you got to leave it.
Well, I mean,
I think
bringing
that's what she's
beer I
assuming.
can understand, but if you bring beer and you leave with the beer you brought, that's the weakest thing you could ever do.
Yeah,
I've
that's
had people
terrible,
do that.
right?
I have people do that. Not naming names. Could be relatives.
Oh man, I'm sorry
Not my side of the family, but yeah.
to the cheap relatives.
Wow.
But I want to shout out my realtor. It's not Lauren, but maybe someday. But my realtor, Christy, who I'm sure is listening, it was at her house that I witnessed the sting pong. It was her son's graduation, and by God, it was the event of the summer in my mind.
I think you need to name the show Sting Pong, Jim. Let's get up to those 50 viewers.
When we get to 50, we're renaming it. It's,
Well, no, just the name of this episode.
Oh, okay. Well, I can rename. I can name it anything we want.
Let's go. Get some of these kids involved. Honestly, Daryl, that's the happiest story I've heard this week.
No,
Honestly.
that's a good story. I feel
Great
better about.
story.
I feel better about life in general
That's
now.
interesting.
It's
Yeah.
the feel good story of the day.
It is.
Right there. I feel good.
Should be a new segment.
Yes, it should sting pong.
I mean, we got 2 weeks. We got a lot to talk about.
Well, that's why we're going to be at about 4 hours for this one.
Yeah. Our loyal listeners are
Is it my
thoroughly
turn
enjoying
to
it.
talk about my favorite
I mean,
pick
I
of the
kind
week?
of cut
Or
in on
2 weeks.
Anthony. I think I
You did.
I,
You have a tendency to
I
do
have
that from
been-
time to time.
That was a long
it's up
segment
to
for
Jim.
having no picks.
Right, he had no picks, and that was about a half hour right there.
Half hour for no picks.
Realtor Lauren, Keller Williams Realty, says you have to come get it so you can keep it.
oh, no deal.
She says,
No deal.
no way am I fucking moving it.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
She
Lauren.
dropped an
This
F-bomb
is a kid
on the
show.
She
comments?
dropped an F-bomb. There's some other expletives.
I think your subscriber status is in limbo.
Jeez. Lauren. That's rough.
I met Lauren's son at the fireworks party the other day.
Did you?
It was on the 4th of July, incidentally.
Why don't you take 20 minutes or so and tell us about it?
No, I just want to say,
John, I didn't
nice,
see you there, Jim.
Sweet kid.
It's because,
Sweet kid. Aiden's his name.
okay.
But he made the
Aiden
one
with a
big
Y.
mistake. One big mistake. He brought his mitt, which was, another thing
Yeah,
that you'd
yeah,
be
yeah.
proud of as a kid had a mitt.
Had a minute. I appreciate
That's right.
that.
We
That's a
covered that in
rarity.
an episode, I believe.
But he made the one mistake you can't make. He left it at my house.
Right.
Oh, I had a nice Yeti at one point that I left in your care, and that's gone for good.
Care or my care?
That's the
Oh no,
that-
in D-Dub's care.
them's the rules.
Right.
Someone,
would've-
someone lost a wallet this weekend, I think.
We play
Yep,
for keeps.
That's it. Tones would have washed it and like polished it and brought it back to me in
I
better
would've-
shape than
yeah.
I got, and I left it.
I
Daryl takes it.
I
It's
take
gone.
care of people leave shit at my house.
Right.
I don't know. Did you leave that with me?
I left it in your car.
Do you remember?
One day.
Maybe Rich took it on his way out.
Well, it could be anything, but I saw you drinking a cold brew out of it the other day.
Oh,
I think you know the story of that mug. It's for
Now
another
we're
day
getting down to
probably.
it.
The mug
folks.
that I left in your car?
I thought it was the one I bought from Gary.
It might be the same mug, but now you have two of them. One of which would be mine, and one of which is the one you purchased. That's okay. I don't mind. It's a Yeti.
I don't want to say
Not
anything
a
that
big
could
deal.
be considered incrimination.
Right. Let's not talk about any more of that. Can I talk about the one pick that I had over the last 2 weeks that actually
You're
was
up.
worth a
What's
shit?
it? What
Please do.
sport is it?
What do you think it is?
I don't want to go off on a tangent
What do you
about
think
that
it is?
particular
Women's
sport.
tennis.
Nope. Wrong.
No.
Wrong. What is it?
Baseball.
Wrong.
Bags?
Wrong. What the hell? The only
Baseball.
picks I've had has
Bags?
been USFL.
Oh yeah,
It was the championship game.
Oh, that's right.
Alex Magoo. You guys
Magoo.
heard of him?
I'm familiar with
Yeah,
those
he's
words.
kind of the man.
Polish fella?
Irish guy. 28-12. My pick was Stallions -7.
Okay.
-110 at FanDuel was the pick.
Nice with that.
It was
Okay.
the pick of the week.
Pick of
And
the
it was
week.
the greatest pick ever because they clobbered the Maulers 28-12.
Did you go 3
That was-
units?
No, I went 1 unit.
Oh,
As a no doubt.
And the problem is I also had over 45.5, and that didn't happen. So
That didn't happen.
that was all I had. Was
That's
that
good.
one pick.
No doubters.
should have rammed it home.
Yeah, it was a ram. It actually would have been a rammer. Would have been a rammer. That was hungoverly selected that morning in Las Vegas, and I was like, okay, I know that the Maulers aren't going to get close.
Average sleep in Vegas, both of you guys?
Not much.
5 hours, maybe.
5.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good for Jim.
Yeah.
Jim doesn't get that much at
I
home.
don't get that much at home.
No, it's because I was with my wife. If I'm with the dudes, it's like 3.5. 3.5.
The dudes keep you up late, huh?
Playing all that sting pong.
That's a
Teed it up.
sting pong in my bedroom.
The dudes are keeping you up. All right. So that's what we had. What else? This is the wrong sheet. They all look the same when I write.
Have we not even gotten to this week's pick
Dude,
yet?
no.
We're on the second of 3 pages.
Shit.
We just turned it over to the
We're
second
moving
page.
along to
How long
our
am I
defense.
going to stare at this Popeyes standing in front
Well,
of me?
it's funny you say that because you know what it's time for.
Libation exploration.
Our food.
That was a good pizza.
Hungry.
Whose hand is that?
That was some stock person's hand. So
on.
Game Day Eats. I saw a commercial for Popeye's Ghost Pepper Wings. And me and Rich, I know, like Ghost Pepper. I hope you guys like Ghost
I like
Pepper.
hot food, but
Now, these have been
I like
sitting
that
there
Carolina
for about
Reaper
2+
pepper.
hours.
that's a good one.
And, actually, hold on. I took a quick, what number is that? Let's see. I took a quick, that's what they look like in the package when they were fresh and piping hot. There you go. That's what they look like.
Pass it along.
They are a breaded wing. And I did, like I said, I tried it earlier. They were crispy when I got them.
Moderately crispy now.
Yeah,
thank you.
they're soggy, and so it's not going to do it justice. But we'll talk about the flavor here.
Okay.
Looks like it could be a tooth chipper.
There's some hard bits on there. Now here's the thing. We all like wings.
I love wings.
Tones is probably.
The wings.
I've never seen
connoisseur.
anybody wings like Tones. It's amazing.
He cleans them.
Cleans them and
I
in
love 'em.
quantities that are not natural.
Like Joey Chestnut quantities.
It's insane. So we've all had a lot of wings, and I'm thinking what we're going to do, and we had talked about this off camera, off air, is we need to have a wings challenge, right? So to kick that off, I thought we'd do this because these are limited time only. I don't think this would qualify for the wings challenge
Okay.
because you can't get these all the time.
Nope.
What are you guys thinking here? I think they're pretty tasty. Now, let's go around the table here. Tones, do you prefer a breaded wing or a naked wing that's like crispy and fried just right?
My preference is crispy fried with a good sauce.
Okay.
Not super hot, but this has got some good kick, which
Yeah, it's got some zing, man.
this is in the range I like for spiciness.
I'm just feeling the spice now on that first wing. Like the first 2/3
It's
of
a-
it, there was no spice, but now
It
all of a
creeps on you.
sudden it's starting to like sneak up on me.
Yeah.
Ghostly.
I think they're pretty tasty, really.
Yeah, not bad.
I like my wings like my women, a little wet.
Fucking Jesus Christ, Rich. Good show. Good show. You saying you like mermaids? Is that what you're trying to
It's a little
get at?
detail there, Rich.
As Rich would say, these are gonna hurt you more tomorrow than they
Now,
hurt.
that is true.
And my favorite wings were at a hotel in
Colorado.
Aurora, Colorado.
The
But
best
called
wings I've ever
Nashville
had.
Wings.
Yes.
And I'm excited because we get to go back there next year for work conference. And I'm going to be ready to go for those.
They are incredible. Those are the best wings I've ever had, by the way.
Yes.
I happened to be there as well.
I ordered like 100 to my room. Everybody was hanging out in my room one night, and then everybody passed out and left by the time the wings came. So
I don't think
just
we
sitting
passed
there.
out. I think I was just overtired.
I was sitting in bed by myself, pounding wings, sweating like crazy. But they were so good, I kept fisting them. I was fucking hungry as fuck.
Did you say fisting?
Yeah, I was fisting them.
Wow. Show was really off the rails, but Tones is fisting wing. For
These are
our
good,
commercial
man.
wings, they got the right amount of kick.
Right. I think even
They
for
don't-
any wing, this is a good wing.
It's a good
Yeah,
wing.
yeah.
Probably would have been better a little warmer, but
What was it like hot, Jimmy?
It was the same flavor, but crispy. It tastes the same. They just got a little soggy from sitting.
very good. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. What do you guys want to do as far as a rating goes on these? I mean, I don't think we can. I don't think we can put them in the official, King the Wing challenge coming up here because it is limited time and you're not going to be able to get them. We got to do places that you can get.
I
wings all
love
the time.
spicy, and I'm going to say, I've been sitting around a while, but I'm still going to go 8.9. I really enjoyed
Wow.
it. Really good.
I agree. I think they're delicious.
I'll do 7.9 just because I'm a like
You're a snob.
sauce fan
Sure.
on there, but it's pretty good for just a breaded wing for sure.
Yep.
My rating is this.
Shoot.
How late is Popeyes open till?
Yeah.
Because we're gonna reload tonight.
Very good. Very good. Definitely 8 in the 8s, if not 9.
Okay.
But I'm starting to get spiced a bit here.
Yeah, they're not. They're not.
It's
not
coming
hot.
strong, dude.
It's coming.
I'm definitely downing this blue moon right now.
Because literally, I had one, so I didn't really. It didn't.
Oh,
But
that's-
now that I've had two,
Yeah.
I think it's starting to
That's
compound
it,
a little
dude.
bit. We're getting compound
That's
interest,
it.
as Daryl might say.
Yeah.
That's pretty spicy for just a
Dry.
big box,
Just
you know, fast food place. I think.
Yeah, you
For
get
me-
a little
for
sweat
me,
on your lip
I-
there.
I'm sweating.
Wow. Those are good.
Probably bloody stools tomorrow too.
Rich.
What? I didn't say anything. It does remind me of one of my favorite memories, though.
Bloody stools?
No,
Reminds me of your favorite memories?
the wings.
Oh, okay. All right.
So back in college, before what's it now? Is it BW3s or is it Buffalo Wild Wings?
I think it's still technically
Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
The
Yeah.
BW, that's the nickname, right?
We had we ordered up about 50, I think it's 50, maybe 100 hot wings from BW3s. We used to be in the basement in East Lansing.
Not the blazing. The blazing's
No, not the Blazing,
Horrendous.
but
Mild?
we were watching a Minnesota-Detroit game back in the day when Moss was on Minnesota. And, our buddy Brian, who we mentioned that won the state championship, he's eating these wings. I look over, pure sweat, like dripping off his beard. The wings were, he was, so I've never seen anybody eat wings with sweat. Like
Just pouring off his
profusely.
body?
I mean, we had to run and get him a towel, wrap him up. He was he was in bad shape that day.
So he was not okay.
You know what? He didn't stop eating the wings though. What's
Sometimes
that?
it's so good. You just
He was
gotta
in the
keep,
zone. You know,
You got to keep going. You plow through.
he was fisting through him like a champ.
Yep, that's what I always do.
Anthony brought up a good question
Just
though
throw.
earlier.
What's that?
Best wings you ever had? There's now see you're already pausing, so there's no point in asking you. But
Colorado.
Rich, does it pop up right away or?
I wouldn't say it's all the time, but
That's what she said.
At times, I'd say Sweetwater Taverns had some really good wings.
Not impressed there, but I know what you're saying.
And there also was a place in the, what do they call it, Little Caesars area? Like, what's it supposed to be?
The
It's supposed to be
Is
like
that New Center? Not quite, right? It's the other side of New Center.
district.
the district.
Yeah.
I think
The District D or some bullshit. Are they?
On the corner there, they one time had like ghost pepper or Carolina Reaper wings, and they were delicious.
Not
one
too
of the
hot.
best. Oh, they were hot, but not sweating hot. I mean, it was really good and no issues the next day. So I give it 9.6 on those wings.
I will say this room is conducive to eating really hot foods.
I don't know if the sweat's coming from the wings or from just
It's a combination.
I think it's putting you over the top.
if you ate
Great
wings
movie, by the way.
out in the cold, you know.
Did I tell you about this last week? Were we talking about this? The over the top thing?
I think we were at some
all
point.
right, just making sure. I know you pulled that out of nowhere. Sorry, Daryl. Go ahead. I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt
no,
you.
no. I don't think I had anything else really to say other than the best ones I think I've ever had were just Tyson wings, you know,
Okay.
at a tailgate, and they had a deep fryer out there.
Best wings you ever had with
And they
Tyson
dropped
ones?
them in. Because you think about those Tyson ones, you just put them in the oven, and then
I mean-
maybe you flip them if you're really being careful.
If you're 10 beers in, there's a lot of things that start tasting
Maybe,
good.
but they had the deep fryer out there, and there was two different flavors. Like one was like mild, and one was like tequila lime or something like that.
Ooh, I like
They
tequila
both
lime.
tasted exactly the same, but they were
Ooh,
both
tequila
delicious.
lime.
Buffalo Wings had a lime one limited time, and I thought it was
Sounds
a chili
delicious.
lime or something. It was,
Now we're talking.
It was pretty damn good actually.
In the fryer, they ended up coming out tasting exactly the same.
So
So
Costco, they have like that huge bag of wings you can buy. You throw them in the oven and then line them up with the B-dubs, whatever sauce you like. Those are
They're solid.
Those are
They're solid.
delicious.
Yeah.
Like,
Probably better than B-dubs. Not that I'm trying to predict the outcome of our wing challenge, but
if we're gonna dive deep into wings, you're right. So B-dub can be one of two things. It can be that gross like steroid extra meat fat on there, or you can get the small ones like they used to have back in the day,
Which are good.
which are like really flavorful, lots of meat, but it's I mean you're only getting like a small piece of it.
Sure.
And those are the best.
Yes.
Those are delicious.
Yes. I have to say, so Daryl, I get the impression that you maybe prefer a naked, unbreaded wing.
I like the breaded, but usually you wouldn't. It doesn't usually. It's not real conducive to putting a sauce on it, you know.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
But
I don't think there's too many breaded wings, right?
Yeah. I mean, like you get
I
those
like
like
'em.
Meyer, Kroger, which I love though. I mean, those are great.
Kroger's are
Kroger's got
comparable
some
to these ones.
Very similar, but
Yeah.
those have. I like the flavor on those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
It was
good.
subtle at first, and now
Oh,
you know,
it's got some kick.
yeah.
Those are
Now
no-
it's
those are
feel,
no
I'm
joke.
feeling. I'm feeling the heat.
No joke.
Yeah, but you know, it's not an outrageous. It's not like a. I mean,
I mean, my lips are on fire, but beside that,
Oh, really?
yeah.
See, I would say like that's maybe like a 6 out of 10 as far as heat goes. It's not crazy. I mean, it's got some heat.
But you're like, if you breathe out of your mouth,
I still taste bourbon cream, which is weird. Did you? I listened back to that show because I had a.
That's why you're 70%. You still haven't recovered from the.
But-
that's no way to fly.
There was a few times we're all talking about this because it like coated our throats. We couldn't even get the.
Here's what I remember from the episode.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. Oh, but the people don't care about that. All right, so that's our. Everybody gave a score, right?
There are people out there that they hate that sound of people chewing
Schmucking?
and yeah. What do you
There's
call
people
that?
that love that.
Like moist.
Moist.
I don't think there is.
The ASMR crowd.
They want to hear you chomping.
They want to hear anything into the microphone.
Oh, like the feet fighter? Yeah.
They don't want to hear you going
Well, it depends.
It might be
like
your
a goddamn cow
I don't know.
People are into
Sound like
cows.
that all the time.
chewing
Yeah.
your cud.
You want to chew the cud? All right, so we already talked about how we all did. You want to see it again? Here we go. There's where we're at year to date or
Stick
lifetime.
with me.
Everybody's crushing
25%,
it.
baby.
We're all good. We're up 8.35 collectively. Thanks to D-Dub and Rich. No thanks to me and Tones, really.
You're like 2% under. You're fine.
I'm fine. I'm not.
Tones is coming around.
He's gonna come around. That's
This week
fine.
I'm going to nail it out of the park.
Let's go.
We did game day eats. You know what? God, it's time finally.
These are the top picks.
You guys ready? Let's blow out some top picks. We got first.
Hopefully no one's blowing out anything tomorrow.
Hey, it might be.
That's,
Could be
I'll
fire.
let you know in about 12 hours.
We have Richie's picks. MLS soccer. Go for it.
Yeah, so I've been lately mixing in a little favorite here with in the plus 200s. I believe this is in Columbus. Columbus is one of the best teams in the league. Daryl's Pigeons not so good. Maybe I mean you're looking at a draw or win here, so I'm gonna go with the win minus 130.
All right. Number 2. I like how succinct you are on these now.
Thanks.
There you go.
FC Cincinnati on the road against Charlotte FC. You're looking at the top team in the conference versus probably the 10th team out of 14 in the conference, maybe 15. I forget how many teams are in the league. But
Hashtag expert.
yeah, I mean, so my next 2 picks are plus 200s on the road. We hit one of those 2. Guess what? We're in the money again, folks. Let's keep it rolling.
Bada boom, bada bang.
And I was hesitant on this one, but you know what? After seeing Daryl's success, I feel the pressure. I'm going to go plus 300 almost here. The Red Bulls are not a very good team. They're at home. They have the best nickname, but I'm taking the Revolution and Paul Revere's horses to take this one
This
down.
is where the eagle lands. You said in the middle, and they bring the ball back.
No,
to
that's
center court.
Washington FC
Oh,
United.
that's why. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, eagle?
let's get it straight.
Pretty cool.
They have a
Pretty
trained eagle that
This
actually
is
picks
where,
the soccer ball up and resets it to the center of the
That's pretty fucking
court.
cool.
What do you call that? Field? Is that a field in soccer?
Midfield.
Field.
Yeah, midfield.
Yes.
Midfield advantage. That's where they do the 4-4-2.
Yep.
That's
so,
one of my favorite
4-4-2.
lineups.
Soccer's the universal sport. Jump on board, everybody.
Yeah. If you don't like women and you're a man, it's you're going to be your favorite sport, they say. All right.
It's a winning sport, sir.
Next up. Who we got? We got D-Dub. D-Dub. Shoot him up.
Oh boy, are you familiar with Carlos Carrasco?
Not particularly.
I've heard of
He
him.
plays for the Nine Mets.
You used to play for the Indians?
Yes, long time.
I
Indian.
think you're right.
Long time.
5+ strikeouts, plus 146. What more do you need to know? Positive expected value.
Sounds like a winner right there.
Yeah.
He is a strikeout guy, or used to be back in the day.
They call him the strikeout king of the Mets.
I've heard that
He's
before.
on the Mets now.
Yes.
It used to be Sid Fernandez.
Or the Diamondbacks. One of the two.
Daryl.
I
Daryl?
think he's on the Nine Mets.
Okay, he's on the 9 Mets. There you go.
Hope
the
to God
Mets.
he's.
That's
I hope
tonight
to God he's
at
on the Nine Mets.
9:41. Shit,
Oh,
it's
shoot.
already going.
Is this going on? I can't get on this anymore.
We should have.
Just underway here.
We should have probably mentioned this sooner.
Well, I didn't expect it to.
Oh.
I kind of thought we'd be eating pizza by now, but that's okay.
I'm sorry I spent a minute and a half on my MLS picks.
Yeah. Way to waste everybody's time, Rich. Please, thanks.
Shucks.
How about this one?
This is soccer. I think Rich picked this one for me.
I don't like this pick.
Oh, a little unexpected.
No, a plot
What's the
twist
opposite
here.
of support?
Yeah.
I just don't like betting on teams that don't score. I don't like it.
Here's the thing, though.
Colorado's not good either. Did you see their record?
In their last game, they didn't score any goal.
Dallas, you're talking about?
Yeah,
So this is Dallas not scoring is the bet, right?
correct.
That's it. FC Dallas, which I'm assuming means football club under a half a goal. So no goals scored by FC Dallas.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry, the way that maybe not be the most clear way of
No, you're right.
articulating that.
What's
there.
Colorado's? Are they United?
I think
missing?
they are the. I forget.
Hmm.
Believe it or not,
I think they're the Colorado Mountain Crowns.
the last 5 times they've played, Jimmy,
Yes, sir.
Dallas has scored 0 goals 4 times.
So that means without a doubt, there's going to be a 5th time.
I don't know if you believe in
Trends are meant to be broken.
circumstance.
All right, next up.
What else you got?
You got the Braves and the Raves.
Oh, this is one that Anthony wants to talk about.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Braves.
You guys are opposite.
I'm
Straight up?
going,
Straight up, Daryl?
I'm opposite on this.
Money line, baby.
Money line? Do you have money line too, Tone?
I did take money line.
All right, so we got a winner next week, folks.
That's-
Unless this game ends in a tie.
Which-
That's-
I took the tie, so it's okay.
okay. Yeah, plus
Play it.
116.
Anything behind that that you want to
Charlie
talk about?
Morton is pitching.
No,
Morton.
yeah.
Salt?
Did you say Salt?
Morton Salt?
Yeah.
Morton Fisherman.
Morton.
Trust the
Oh,
Lord.
yeah.
That's Charlie
That's
Morton.
Gordon's. God dang it.
Charlie Morton.
That was the whole thing I based that bet on. But nevertheless, he's playing Tyler Glass now, a little more
Sounds like a hockey player.
less seasoned.
It does sound like.
Yeah. And Scottish at that.
That's why Tones went the other way.
Oh,
No, it comes together.
hockey name. Hockey name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I was
Sold me.
I like the number with Morton pitching. He's 8-6 on the year. I know that's not great, but 3.57 ERA. Got 100 strikeouts already in this first half of the season.
That's pretty
So
solid.
you can tell he's a
That's solid. He's a
fireballer.
solid pitcher. No doubt.
So that's, and also, would you believe it had positive expected value, Jimmy?
I believe it did at some point in time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
that's where I'm
Okay.
at with that one. Now
All
it's a
right.
Friday bet, so I may have gotten on the wrong side of the line
It might be,
potentially.
but you don't know. Yeah.
But at this point in time,
I
it was
bet
a good bet.
you got about a 50% chance it's either going to be positive EV or not by the time the line
But
closes.
here's the
there.
deal:
Yes, sir.
turn into Ross Perot.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
This game on TBS?
My bet's going to return me 1.16 units.
Okay. 1.16 units.
Anthony over here, his bet, you have to do some division to figure out
0.84.
how much he's getting
Somewhere
back.
around there. Yeah. Right around Rich's
what I'm saying?
idea.
Okay.
So,
Anthony's due, though.
I'm not sure I understand any of this.
was I incoherent?
Are you not a numbers guy?
I'm not. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, Tonesy Tones. Go for it. I'm going to excuse myself for 1 minute. You go ahead and talk about this.
Dodgers at home. They've been solid all year. I like the -1.5 against the Pirates. I like the matchup, and I just, almost even money. I think they could take the Pirates out by at least a couple runs. So I'm comfortable with that.
The Pirates started off hot, but not
Yeah,
so
they've been
much.
cool, and they were one of those early season just catching fire underdogs that their water's coming to the level? Is that what they would say?
I think so.
Yeah,
Do you know, fun fact, that Michael Keaton is a season ticket holder of the Pirates?
yeah, probably the only famous person.
Yes,
or actor.
definitely. I mean, not a lot of Pirate fans out there. Let's face it.
No.
Who's their shortstop?
Are the Pirates?
Andy
Yeah.
Van Slyke.
That's about late 80s, early 90s. Or
I don't know Daryl actually.
Was he a second base? No, he's a catcher.
No, he was
The second baseman?
I could be second base. Yeah,
Ian?
Ozzy?
No, he's a
Carlos?
Cardinal.
Carlos. That was one of my favorite Tigers. Carlos Guillen.
Ozzy and Carlos were both shortstops.
I love Carlos
believe.
Guillen.
They were.
He was one of my favorite players.
Is it again?
What's that?
Is it again?
It's a Guillen thing, yeah, the shortstops.
No, for the Pirates.
No, it's Diaz. Who's the guy on the Reds?
Talk about another common major league name. I mean, Edwin Diaz,
Who's the guy on the Reds?
Javi Diaz. What?
Who's the shortstop on the Reds?
You talking about like the rookie that's
Yes.
like all everything?
Yes.
Was it? I've not seen his name lately. De La Santa or something like that.
De La Cruz.
De La- thank you.
That's
And
it.
then,
That's it.
so Pittsburgh also has a cruise.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of
Is he a
this
De La Cruz?
You guys a cruise? You guys ever been on a cruise?
Never been on a cruise.
Yeah, I've been on a couple.
We should
I'm
probably
going
talk
to
about it for
I'm going to
about
one
a
in
half hour or so,
February.
though.
Is this getting to be too much, Jimmy?
Well, we're approaching the 2-hour mark.
How many viewers?
Did you see that Nelson Cruz was sent down for
Yeah,
assignment?
Props to
DFA.
them.
Really?
Yeah, he's like 455 or 60 home runs or something like that.
Yeah.
And they sent him down.
Probably-
Somebody did. The Padres did.
Yeah, one of the longest standing DHs.
I mean, he
ever.
says he's 42.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You know, the
right.
guy's probably 50.
But
Hitting.
he's been consistent for a long freaking time.
Yeah, I remember him with the Rangers. I mean, he's been popping 40 home runs for.
A Tiger killer, too. Always.
Yes.
Always Tiger killer.
Yeah.
In fact, I saw him hit a home run at Comerica during the ALDS.
Me too.
They
Were we
say
together?
Obama was born in Hawaii.
Not
Did you
that
hear
time.
about this?
That's false. No.
Goes along with Rich's thing. He's a birther. Rich's.
Maybe he left the cocaine in the White House, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's this thing going
I
on?
just heard that the last
Biden
walked by
sniffing
the
coke in the
TV.
White House?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, when I think you hit his age, what do you got to lose?
Why not?
I thought it'd be
Yeah,
my
it
age.
It could only help. It could
I
only,
mean, you
Fearless?
can keep the guy
it
standing.
could only help. It's probably Hunter's stash.
I mean, I've never been on it, but I heard you kind of get some boost of energy.
Well, Double D was telling me today, I don't know if there's any truth to this, but there are people saying that somehow Trump's people planted cocaine in the White House.
Oh my God! Is it
you believe
CNN
this?
reporting live?
3
I don't
years
know what it was.
later, they found it.
This
Come
is
on.
Wolf
No,
Blitzer.
they snuck in
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and planted coke.
That won't happen.
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know anything
Well,
about
if they're
this.
sneaking in the White House,
I'm
we
just
got
going by
bigger
what Double D
problems.
told me today. Thought that was kind of funny. Where are we here, guys?
I get.
I mean, let's face it. You telling me this is the first time that cocaine's been in the White House?
No.
Are you kidding
No,
me?
well, Clinton was in
Has
there.
anybody ever seen? What's that show with our boy Spacey?
Oh, yeah.
Orange is the new black.
No.
No.
House of Cards.
House of Cards? Are you kidding?
That's
That-
a great show.
Bill
Great
Clinton said himself that was the closest thing to what politics are.
Really?
And I haven't even seen the whole thing, but
It was a good freaking
there a
show.
guy was doing crack.
Oh, yeah.
Now strippers' asses in that show. I mean, come on.
Yeah. That's how they roll in there.
Well, I
You're
guess if-
telling me James Garfield never did a line of coke in the
yeah, Taft was a big. His nose was always running.
I bet Teddy did some great.
Ah, yeah. Teddy and Frank.
Is
they're
it possible
brothers.
this show's going to get us on the FBI's
Yeah, maybe we
secret whatever
We
list?
should stop talking about this now. And let's go back to.
Well, we could use some more subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So bang it, FBI. Let's go.
that's true. That's true. Maybe we could do some. What's that thing?
The FBI being the Federal Bureau of Italian
Instigation.
American.
Italian Americans.
American.
Hey yo, Braves at Rays. Did you do that one, Tones? While I was
No,
up
I had two more.
milling around
I had
there.
2 more to go.
Okay,
It's been lost for time.
right.
I got
Sorry, we cut you.
Ray's been solid. Both good teams. I understand why Daryl took the positive. You know,
Oh, this
the
is
plus
where you
on
guys
that.
are. Yeah.
But Rays are just been kicking butt. As probably steady as a team there's been all year round. And I just like them at home. You know, it's a good matchup. It could go either way, but I like the Rays.
That's minus
It's
120.
kind of like Rich versus DW. You got the steady Braves
Yep.
versus the streaky Rays.
No, it is.
So
Streaky
which
over
side-
like the years or streaky?
this year, like they
This
started
year.
off like what 14-0 or
They were like
12-0 or
unbelievable
something.
to start the season. Yeah.
And the Braves have just been consistently
Yeah.
like winning series.
Chipping away.
The Rays have gone on a. I didn't realize the Rays have.
You don't like the
fallen
Tiger.
on-
You know, you hear the Tigers are they always win 30
That's a
and
streaky
5.
team.
Yeah.
Like in '84,
Yeah,
they
they
went what 30-5 or
35
something.
and 5.
There you go.
Yeah, crazy.
But really, the rest of the year they went 500.
They weren't that great the rest of the year, but they still
They turned it up for the playoffs. So
they ran it up.
there you go.
Did you, Tone, did you talk about Jason Tigers?
No,
You didn't talk about that one either?
no, throw it
Oh,
up.
what the hell? am I-
Daniel Tigers.
Yeah. Is that still a show?
Tigers get real streaky. Lost 2 to the A's, which they had no freaking business losing. They won today big. Jays playing a doubleheader today, traveling to Detroit. Yeah, Tigers, yeah, they'll lose a couple bad ones in a row and then all of a sudden pop off a couple. I think the travel, hosting tomorrow, I'll give my nod to the Tigers.
I was surprised it's only plus 125 there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of am too.
Guess we got to see the matchup. But
who's
Tones is
pitching?
saying, that's what I'm saying. It must be like some jack off from the Jays verse.
Like who's the guy on the Tigers these days that you can count on? You know, to be
Lorenzen, he's an all-star. 4.03,
well,
3-6.
3 weeks
Can't
ago,
beat that.
you were telling us that Rodriguez, who I went and saw last night,
Chi-Chi?
got blown up. You know,
Coming off, he had 7 strikeouts in 4 innings.
yesterday.
Yep.
That's hard to believe.
Coming off, what?
either feast or
month later?
famine.
Yeah, a month later. I mean, hey, this is the time we should jump on the Central Division winning future Tigers right here. We got 'em 6 back. Everybody's coming back. Riley Green, 5 for 5 last night.
Yeah. Right.
We're at
It's big league.
Toledo.
Triple A.
Triple
Triple A.
He's their best hitter when he's up.
Not gonna argue with that. Not
Probably could get him up for
Gonna-
plus
do it.
5,500 right now.
Hey, let's talk about me for a minute.
Oh, are you here,
Let's
Jim?
do that.
What about my favorite picks of the week? Do you guys care about those?
So is this game actually going to be on July 10th or July 7th?
It's supposed to be July 7th. We've had some issues with our Wimbledon scheduling.
I
because
had
of
a
the,
bet from Daryl the other day that just finally went final. He gave it to me 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Did that win?
No,
No.
that was the 10.5 games. It went 6-4.
This is Korpash over
Not close.
Steven Novick. Wimbledon second round. That's allegedly tomorrow morning, assuming that it doesn't rain there. Here's the deal with this. See, I got a plus 120. Oop, that's you guys. Plus 120. I have her at a minus 132.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
a 9% spread plus.
That's a 9%. That I'll tell you what, it's an 11.5% value there.
There you go.
Against the model that I've developed here. So I can't see that being something I would not take. But even crazier. I mean, if you guys are into crazy shit, do you guys like crazy shit? Mr. Midwest, do you like crazy shit?
Jim, let me
Watch
ask you a
this.
quick question.
Yes.
So when you break down these women's tennis matches,
Yes, sir.
are you aware of like their record on grass versus clay?
That is a portion of what I'm doing.
And there's the one on the surface
waited.
DW they play on?
Hard clay.
Is there a lot of
Grass.
head-to-head history? Like
Asphalt.
you're looking
There
at?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Asphalt.
So there's really 3 things I weight.
That's
I
what
weight
they
their
play
overall
The
strength
U.S. Open.
against each other, relative to each
do?
other.
Okay.
Okay. And then I weight at a different number their surface strength.
Surface type. Yep.
And then I weight the current betting market.
Okay.
I put that all together,
That sounds like the big 3.
which gives me a probability, which then it's easy to obviously convert to a price. And it's we've so far Wimbledon we're ahead using that particular methodology.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I got 10 shekels on it.
Now, here we go. And this one's even bigger. This one will blow your mind. We got Svitolina over Kennan tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. I'm still going to be up from tonight. This is the 3rd round of Wimbledon. This is a 2-unit bet. Okay, she's at plus 110 at FanDuel. Somebody's phone is
That is
vibrating off
loud,
the
right?
table here. Yeah.
Amateur hour.
Now I have her. She should be at minus 186.
Wow.
Minus 186. That's a 17.47% value.
Wow. Nice.
And I've double checked this because I wanted to make sure I put everything in properly. And this is what it is. On any sort of head to head on grass, she's a better player on grass. She's a better player overall, Svitolina is. Now, the only thing I can possibly think of here is that our girl Coco got knocked out by Kennan in the first round, which was a big upset, right?
Okay.
Goff getting.
So she's running.
Yeah, maybe people
Hot
are thinking
streak.
she's running hot, but
Yeah.
not that hot.
I was thinking it's more of a
She's a far better player.
monthly timely thing going on. That people know about.
Kids show.
I don't know. If
Kids show.
This show is hitting all
That's to
time
come
low.
into
What are we
play.
talking about here? I
thought
said
it
I
was-
kissed your sister last week, and this was a big deal, and it was a scandal.
Once again, Jim, we did not. I know you're 70% recovered, but we did not have a show last
Or
week.
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Last show, I should be saying.
the last.
But this one doesn't make any sense to me.
Isn't
There's no reason.
Svitolina, isn't she scheduled for arthroscopic surgery?
Or I have the wrong Svitolina. That's another possibility.
Is there
But I
twins?
did double check this.
Svitolina
This is
twins?
her sister.
plot has
Venus
thickened.
Svitolina.
Circa spells it differently.
Right. I can't see this. This is a 2-unit bet. Actually, I took this one. Pretty good amount there because there's no reason.
Well, you
There's
still
no
have-
reason for this.
Are you going to get your 250 back?
I'm gonna go put more than that. I'm gonna fly to Vegas and I'm gonna. You know what? God damn it! I'm gonna jam this home.
Jam it.
Jam
This is
it.
a jammer.
This is a jam at home.
Jamma.
There's no. I mean, there's so much value there. This is a jam at
A
home
jam at home.
for the first time ever.
No, it's a gym at home.
well, it'd be well,
Jim at home.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, yeah.
jamming it. You're ramming it. I'm jamming
I'm
it.
ramming it. You're jamming
Right.
it.
I'm gonna jam this one home.
Jimmy at home.
Svitolina over Kennan. There's just no reason not to take that at plus 110. I can't see why anybody wouldn't want to do that.
You still see some value there, but the edge is pretty thin.
The edge is 17% or something. What did I say? 17.47. So even let's say that there's I'm 5% off. There's still a better probability of that coming home than it's priced at.
Mr. Midwest has sold me.
Stupid to did not take that.
I'm on board.
Alanis Morissette?
In fact,
Is that who you were
Jagged Little Pill.
referencing? When you said,
Kid show.
let's talk about
Go
me for a
to
minute?
a theater with her.
think about this. It was at plus 105 earlier. I actually made a investment on that at plus 105. It's at plus 110. I checked it again. I'm going to put more on that.
So the numbers are going in the opposite
Opposite
direction. Of
direction.
what you are saying.
That's correct.
So there's got to be something.
There's sharp money
What is
against
it?
Jim.
Maybe
I don't know
she
if it's
was
sharp
caught
money.
Stealing crab legs or something
Well,
like
see,
that.
I thought, okay, maybe. I mean, obviously, this. The information I used was as of the 3rd of July.
Jameson's.
Okay. So that's where I'm pulling everything from the 3rd of July, with the exception of the betting market portion, which is current as of when I plug these numbers in. So I thought, man, something must have happened. There's nothing
She got
besides
some
the fact.
tattoos from a car dealership.
Yeah, some prison where they make that bourbon cream. I don't know, but they. The only thing I can come up with is because she beat Coco. There was no other reason why she would be a favorite. She shouldn't be a favorite here.
Hey, whatever happened to that Chinese tennis player that they locked up? They ever let her out?
There's a lot of them. In
Who
fact,
was the famous one that was crying recently? Like she was top 5 and
Oh, talking against the Chinese government.
Yeah.
That was like
she
a
disappeared.
year or two ago. Yeah.
Has she been seen since?
I don't know if I thought she reappeared after a while, but she kind of
She has some mental issues.
she
right?
had to backtrack her statements. I think so.
Well, of course.
Yeah,
Who's the one that got the knife in the back?
Oh,
that would be Caesar.
I don't think it was Brute.
Brutus.
Caesar.
Brutus delivered the
Caesar.
Brutus delivered the blow, but
Was that the Swiss Miss?
Was it
that got
Hingis? Martina Hingis?
That's what I
No,
was
no, it
thinking.
was Monica Seles.
Monica Seles.
Right? Jimmy? Yeah, obviously you would know the answer to this
I'm not a
question.
big women's tennis guy from the old day.
Oh.
I remember Navratilova.
She was kind of a looker.
Yeah, it depends on your
No.
persuasion. I mean, she's a nice lady.
If you're
Nice
a
person.
lesbian, maybe.
Yeah, that's fine. Kid
Chris
show.
Everett was the looker back in the
Oh.
80s.
Everett was how about Steffi Graf? Now she was kind of a looker.
Yeah, and
Wasn't she the one that grunted all the time? Wasn't
Racha
Steph-
Sanchez Vicario?
Not familiar with her.
how about Kornikova, Fedorov's
Anna?
girlfriend?
Yeah, she was hot.
Always comes back to hockey with tones.
Well, I mean,
does. Well,
she
that's-
was, and she would come to Wings games all the time, which is cool.
Billie Jean King?
Not,
Not a
my
looker.
love.
Not so much. Good tennis player, but
Arthur Ashe.
Good looking fella. Good looking fella. Okay, it's time for shout outs. We have set a new record, by the way. We have surpassed 2 hours. But then again,
What
this
about
is
trivia?
2 shows in one, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot
Jeez,
to write
Jim.
that down. And I,
trivia.
that's the second time in this short history that
That's why we got 4 of us here. Help you out here.
I have one wing left if anybody wants it. You want it?
No, I couldn't.
Can I have a
couldn't. Then again, why not?
Yourself. Here, pass that down to Daryl. He's hungry. Poor guy.
Rich probably wants it. Rich,
How about we reveal our picks before
You wanna split
Jim
that?
opens them? Who'd you have?
You want to do that?
Kansas City, obviously.
I had the
right?
Chiefs as well. Tones?
What's that?
Who'd you pick?
Oh,
He's got the Lions.
He's got Falcons
I had
plus
the-
600.
I had the Steelers, but I think it's Kansas City.
Oh, Toads, you're buying the beer.
I'm going to do some Peroni, I think.
Oh, yes, please do.
That was two Tones' answer. A little late on the draw there.
I just figured you wanted to get the shout out, so I
Yeah.
delay the.
Here we go.
It's just
what
I've-
team lost the NFL World Championship, which was now known as Super Bowl I in 1967? The correct answer was the Kansas City Chiefs. Packers defeated them 35-10.
I knew the Packers were
Yeah, everybody knows
winners,
the Packers. I figured people would know that. I didn't.
Who's got?
Chiefs. I didn't know that.
Can you name MVP?
Do they have MVPs?
I bet you
then?
Daryl can, but you two fellas.
No, I have no idea.
I'll take a stab at it. but-
Sure.
MVP,
Yeah,
MVP of the.
Bart Starr.
I would say
That's
so.
what I would have said.
That would
yeah.
be my
Is that
guess. But
That's my guess as well.
right? Seriously, did they have MVPs for the
Yeah,
first
they've
one?
had them for the everyone.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, Bart Starr.
You know what's funny actually on this subject is I was in a hotel recently waiting for a volleyball game, and they replay old Super Bowls, and they had Super Bowl III on, which I've never seen because it was before I was born, and I watching that game, and Joe Namath was terrible in that game. Terrible.
kidding.
You know, the TV watching wasn't actually that bad. I thought it would be worse than what I thought, for that time period. But I mean, outside of the fact that I think the Colts scored on a play and then they didn't have instant replay or no way to, an announcer blatantly didn't say anything. I think I was like 3/4 across the line.
No kidding.
But back then they didn't have no way to check the play.
Say something either way.
It
Sure.
was Bart Starr.
Okay.
It was.
I figured as much.
I
I think he
think-
won the first two, actually.
I think you just summed up his whole career.
Namath?
Yeah, he wasn't any good.
No, he wasn't.
It was in the
good.
era when,
But he's a good looking fella for the girls. I
sure,
guess, back in
sure,
the day.
he's goofy looking in a
Broadway
way, but
Joe.
I
To
mean,
each
if you-
their own. And people liked him.
Yeah,
Who's
girls
With
like
a fur coat.
guy in pantyhose.
Just flashy. It's showmanship.
Who's
like-
that
like Macho
quarterback
Man.
now? Why can't I think of his name?
Dan Marino.
No, all the girls like him. He's a current quarterback.
Patrick
Ladies
Mahomes?
like him. No.
Jimmy G.
Goff.
Jimmy
No,
G is
no.
definitely the favorite.
Oh, yeah, Garoppolo probably. Yeah. That's right.
Terrible. Yeah, he's on.
Derek
Namath's
Carr?
line. No,
Derek Carr. Is he?
You know,
Where is he at now? Is he in Oakland?
he's
Or
in,
not Oakland,
no, he's
but,
with the Saints
Vegas?
now. But he
Saints,
actually
yeah.
looks like a Raider. Like he looks like,
Like
he has
an
eye
actual-
makeup on his eyes all the time.
He was meant to be a Raider.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. He's got like dark eyes or something.
Yeah.
Like almost
He's a big Christian guy.
sure.
I think.
I don't.
think
yeah,
That's important in the NFL.
I follow him. I know
like
he's,
his brother Derek
JC.
or David.
he's a Jewish carpenter. Yeah.
JC.
Yeah. Hey kids, want to buy some candy? No, never mind. That's a different joke. Shout out to my boy Kosher Mike for that joke. That's it. Shout out time. Thank God. 2 hours and 8 minutes. Well, I would start. Oh, you want to start with Tones?
Shout out to my wife, 15th anniversary.
Shout out.
We had a great time with JT and his lovely missus, as
Mrs.
always. Yeah, just a great trip to Vegas, and hopefully do it again.
There you go.
Shout out.
Double shout out to Mrs. Tones. D-Dub, what do you got?
Rich, you want to go ahead? I got to think of I forgot who my shout out was to.
I'm going to shout out DW for hosting us for a nice July 4th party. It was nice to get the girlfriend and her son out there. And shout out to Holden. He always makes everybody welcome. He learned from his old man. And shout out especially to the neighbors behind Daryl, who has a bigger budget than most cities I know for the fireworks.
It's a municipality in its own.
Shout out.
All right.
That was nice of Rich to say because I was going to say it, but it was what sounded like bragging.
Yeah,
That's right.
I've been very good.
So, who do I want? I guess just probably
How about America?
my wife at home,
Oh, okay.
Ruth. You know, I'm thinking about you.
I thought she was Alice. And what was her name?
Alice. The hell's Alice?
Changes
Shout
every
out.
week.
But yeah, she's the one that kind of got that party going. It wasn't a lot of me. I was hungover, incidentally.
Incidentally, she texted me, not you.
Well,
So
I had
that's
to-
saying
that's
something.
usual.
I pared my list down a bit.
In fact,
she's
when
like,
Daryl
"Yeah, let's
when
throw
Daryl
JT
asked if
on."
I
That
was
was a number.
Yeah. When Daryl asked if I was invited, did Angie invite you yet? That was
Yeah.
I'm sorry I couldn't make it.
See,
There was just no way I was leaving.
Anthony didn't crack the list. She's like, nah, not Anthony's,
Not
but
Anthony.
Jim's
Couple
okay.
more shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it was a good time, and it was a lot of work, and I didn't do much of it.
A lot of
So,
For Ethel. A lot of work for Ethel.
Ethel, that's right. I forgot her name, but nevertheless, and also, there might be something for next show that'll be hung on the wall. Present I got from Ethel.
Yeah, we'll save that. That's going up for sure.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows what it is. It's pretty cool.
Do we
Well,
want
we
to
do.
spoil it?
No. We'll put it up there next.
Tune in next week.
Yeah, tune in next
Okay.
week.
That's
Shout
a
out
spoiler.
America.
It's a picture of me
America.
on a bearskin rug. It's an unusual
Oh.
gift. But Mr. Midwest, you know how it goes. Anything else? Anything else, Eddie?
Popeyes, put together
Yeah,
a
good.
Damn
hell
good
of a
wing.
Visit
Damn
your
good wing.
Popeyes while it's still out there. It's a hell of a wing.
I would totally recommend that. I mean, that was a damn good wing.
I'm gonna get some for my son because he loves hot
Oh,
wings.
yeah. He'll love that
Yeah.
shit.
What state is Popeyes from?
Well, they say Louisiana, but I don't know if that's
Love
bullshit.
that chicken from
Right.
Popeyes.
Do you think it originated from Louisiana?
I think so.
You think
Oh,
so?
Well, let me tell you.
one last thing. Before you tell us about the Popeyes.
Yeah.
Did you see who I saw at the ball game yesterday? Anthony might not have saw
Was
it.
it
but
Miguel Cabrera?
it was Cabrera.
Was
and
he
it
cool?
was also the Detroiters.
Oh, I did see that. I
Tim
saw that.
Robinson and Sam, the other guy.
JD, the certain female JD that's here or at the studio a lot, she showed me a Facebook picture of you with Miggy behind you. Or that wasn't
Yeah.
you. It was actually.
Yeah.
And you thought I was Miggy in the picture I sent.
I don't know. I just said Miggy. I don't know. I was in the middle of doing something, and
I didn't think I didn't know I had a pretty good tan
yeah,
going.
you're
but,
pretty tan. You're pretty tan.
but back to Popeyes.
Yeah. Louisiana Fresh.
Speaking of Popeyes, you ever seen that movie?
Popeyes.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah.
Popeye.
Oh,
Popeye?
Yeah.
That was a good cartoon.
Wait,
Great movie.
Robin
Great
Williams?
cartoon.
well,
Robin
what
Williams.
movie am I thinking of? The
You ever
one
seen
where
an
they-
actual live?
Yeah.
That was a
good.
classic.
I like the cartoon back in the day.
With Wimpy.
Who directed it?
Robert Zemeckis. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Back to the Future. Never mind.
That's
How many
I go-
gigawatts, Toad?
That's how I go.
How
That's my
many
go-to.
Popeye's not a regular showing in the Tones household yet. but-
No, not yet.
No, Back to the Future.
Do I have? Oh, is it my turn?
Brutus, olive oil.
I was going to tell you about Popeyes.
Olivia.
I think that has something to do with North Carolina.
Yeah.
I think so because I was looking for. I've been
No,
searching
that's
for wings for
Bojangles.
the wing. Oh, Bojangles. That is a North Carolina thing.
That's a good place.
Yeah, home of the Triangle.
Yeah.
Believe it or not,
That's good stuff.
And the Triad.
and the Triad and Tobacco Road.
And I actually.
keeping track here.
Oh, can I get an Arizona mention on that, by the way? I like to throw a flag on Daryl.
For what?
For what?
He's wrong about the Triad and all that Tobacco Road thing.
It was a late flag.
It was a late flag, but I just wanted to throw one.
It was late
I mean,
flag. It was stuck in
Tobacco
your
Road
sock.
includes Wake Forest, Duke, North Carolina, like I said, and the Triad includes like some small ass college that like Elon or something like that is part of the Triad. Per my Google search.
I don't
But
know.
we can.
I'm
We
pretty
can
sure we already discussed all this, and I don't think
No.
you're right about that.
No, I think
that's a
it-
flag from 6
hard to be
episodes
wrong
back for
twice.
everybody. Our
The
loyal
Triad-
Trying to be wrong
listeners.
twice on the same subject,
Right.
but he
then
is.
I think you might have done it here, Richie. The Triangle, right? That's
The
UNC.
Triad. No, the Tobacco Road is those.
But that wasn't what we were talking about. We were talking about the Triangle. I called it a Triad. I was wrong about that.
Right, we
But
cleared this
Tobacco
up.
Road is Tobacco Road. It didn't
Yeah.
have anything to do with
Take
the
me
question that was at
home,
hand.
West Virginia.
Technically, Jimmy was right, but a Triad was pretty damn
It was
close.
a good close, and it was virtually the same thing almost.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
yeah.
much.
I request a replay
Splitting
on that
hairs here.
episode.
Don't bore the people at home.
Yeah. Oh, do I have a shout out? Oh, was I saying something about Popeyes? I think it's a North Carolina thing.
Love that
They have
chicken
love that chicken from Popeyes. Anyway, great job, Popeyes. I know the CEO from Popeyes, a client of mine. He's listening right now, and
Shout out.
fantastic job on those. Those are great.
You ever had that Bojangles?
You know, I've had it one time, but I was way young.
You go to North Carolina, there's a lot of chicken places down
There
there.
is,
There's
man.
more than Bojangles. There's
There's all of them.
Give me another one.
Cane's.
Huh?
Canes?
The place that's
Cane's.
over here.
That's
yeah,
one.
Cane's. Yeah, but what's the place that's everybody's waiting for all the time?
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
They're everywhere
All
there.
over.
No, I'm not thinking Chick-fil-A. I'm thinking more. There's another one too. I'm pretty sure that's not up here yet. Cane's is one of them for sure.
Oh,
That's what the Hurricanes are named after.
yeah.
The hockey team.
That one, the other one, I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's not very
It was
good, though.
No, it's not.
Good wings.
Wasn't very good.
You got to go down to like Ohio's Quaker State. wings.
Quaker Steak and Lube.
Yeah.
Did I not say this last week?
That's good.
This
That was
has
good
come
fun.
up in conversation off the air, I believe.
I said after the end
Those
of the wing
wings were freaking
challenge,
good.
we should go to Quaker Steak and Lube. We'll drive
Last
wherever
time I was
Toledo.
at Cedar Point, we stopped there. I was like,
That's fucking classic.
that's
Great
good
wings.
Stuff. Good stuff.
In fact, they say best wings USA.
So when you go there, you get the burgers. What you're telling me?
Well, no, I get a steak when I go to Quaker Steak.
He gets a can of motor oil, probably.
That's funny. That's cute. Yeah. Go to a nice steakhouse. I order a burger. I like burgers. You can get a steak anywhere. You can get a flank anywhere, Rich.
You can get a burger anywhere.
Not a goddamn
Was it a
Wagyu burger. No, I
sirloin
didn't
burger?
look. I didn't look at the content. You
Jim,
know?
I'll bring up a little hibachi. I'll make you a burger.
I like a burger. I like a good burger. Oh, I have a shout out.
Everybody
Okay.
likes a good burger.
I have a shout out. What do I have here? Shout out my beautiful wife, Mrs. Midwest.
Shout out.
10 years putting up with me. It's incredible.
It's a long time.
Wow. 10
Normally,
years.
people they run away from me after like 10 months. So.
Have you made a few mistakes over the years?
I've
or-
made some mistakes.
Mistakes were made.
Made some mistakes.
I've had a few.
I've had a few. Yeah, that's it. What is that?
Queen. I
Queen.
made a few.
We are
had
the
a few.
champions.
we are champions. Yeah.
Also, I want to shout out
Shout out.
the crew at Legacy Club.
Awesome.
I mean, that was the most fun I think I've
Probably
had in a really
the
long
best
time.
time sitting at a bar I've had.
Kenny,
Yeah.
he's
Great-
funny.
great
Hospital
group.
socks. You got to wear hospital.
Was
God
the
damn,
fella
was he
from
fun.
Hawaii?
Korea. It was
I
one.
think it was, I don't know. I didn't really
No,
ask
no.
him that much
Like,
about
when
it.
I was there
South
back
Korea.
in December, the guy was from Hawaii, and he was, yeah.
Was his name Kenny?
Don't recall. That's
Yeah, well, actually,
Sad.
the whole crew there was awesome.
Yeah.
They really were.
Great
I mean, it was just incredible. So that's what I got.
that's the first time I had an egg white drink.
Oh, was there? Would you say? I mean, might as well
It's the
keep
only,
going. It's
only
only
way to
been-
have a drink, honestly.
Would you say that Legacy Club is probably, I don't know, like the place to go?
That's the coolest
It's
one.
pretty
for
much
sure.
the
That's,
coolest.
For sure.
that's pretty sweet.
It's the coolest. Yeah, if you're
sure.
if you're in Las Vegas, go to Legacy Club.
Not as much pretentious.
No, it's cool. It's just a cool place to
as
be.
there is on the strip. You know, you go to Encore and win and all
Right.
that. It's especially Bellagio.
Yeah, Bellagio.
You know,
I'll tell you a story off air about a guy that went to Bellagio.
So
Know
when,
that story,
so when you
Tones?
guys are going to Legacy, I've never been there. Three of you. What are we wearing?
golf
Not
shirt.
a motherfucking hat. I'll tell you
Or
that.
no graphic tees.
No graphic tees.
tees.
No, they let Tone
Is that a
slide.
rule?
They
Yeah.
they gave me a free pass.
What
for
graphic tee did you have?
I had.
Quaker State?
I might wear the shirt next. I don't know if I want to ruin it because I might wear that shirt next
Okay.
week. But it was a classy graphic tee.
It was just fine. They let Tone slide. They didn't let my Seahawks hat slide though.
Yeah.
And
You
what's
were
funny
wearing a
is
hat to the Legacy Club?
I've been wearing a hat all day. We were at the pool.
He used
Mr.
to be a
Midwest
vi-
wore a hat, a Seahawks
He
hat?
used to be a
Listen.
visor guy.
Yeah,
I could
no,
see
It's a
that.
visor.
Yeah, but the problem is he had to bring it back to his room. He could not just carry it in.
right. I was like, I'm just going to carry it in.
They're
now.
like, no, you got to bring it back to your room and then come back.
right, which left a sour taste in my mouth until we actually got inside. Then I had a good time. I
And
forgot.
you had an egg white sour, and you're like,
I was like, man, it's all right.
that
Not
was
bad.
the taste that was in my mouth earlier.
Yeah,
before
I was
came
really
in.
pissed there for about like 5 seconds.
Yeah, but they were good.
I almost
You're
We're
kind of
good.
an
I almost lost
easygoing
it at
guy,
that point.
though. I think in a general sense.
Well, in a general sense, but you know, because the thing was that me and Mrs. Midwest were up there the night before, and there was people wearing goddamn hats.
I went there, and there wasn't many people in the place.
Yeah, not many people in the
No.
place.
No, it wasn't
But it
busy.
did fill up a little bit as the time went on.
Well, think about it. What did we spend? I mean, we must have spent $500 or $400, wasn't it?
Whoa.
Or did I pick up the? I don't know.
No, it was
Is that a humble brag?
I think I spent. Mine was like $200 and something dollars.
Yeah, probably something like that.
So I don't know if we each had that, or maybe.
I think we split, two something. each.
Yeah, so that's
I mean, you put
$400.
egg white in a drink, you're talking $15 minimum at that point.
I could be totally off. I don't know, but it was not. It
That
was
does
not
not
a cheap
sound
night.
like a TBR night.
With
Yeah.
the price
Mr.
of eggs
Midwest.
these days.
And that was after
Those
we
are
just
down
spent
again.
what $800 at the pool.
Yeah, it was an expensive day.
So
But it
we
was
spent
fun.
a lot of money that day, and
did.
I was having fun, and we were all having
We
fun.
enjoyed it.
But
You guys sound like you need rehab.
I was just kind of like,
Or
Or an
a
IV.
casino
IV.
host.
yeah,
Yeah. Did you get our bets in at
No, I
for
did
the
none
year?
of that.
Oh,
I
Well,
took the
thanks.
money you guys gave me and blew it all at Legacy Club. But we had a good time. We got to try some really rare bourbon.
It was
It
good.
was good.
You didn't
Top
have the
notch.
Elijah.
Tones had a cigar while we were there.
I did have a cigar,
Whoa.
which is rare. Once a quarter
now
for
we're
me.
talking.
Yeah,
Once a quarter.
yeah, it was nice.
So,
So
You still
I'd go there.
tasting
Highly
it?
recommend it.
Once a quarter of a
Still
month?
tasting
Or?
the smoke.
No.
in your-
Once a quarter of a day, I have a cigar.
4 cigars a year on average.
I'm
On
just
average.
All right, guys. I think we've done all the damage we could possibly do for 1 week or 2 weeks in this example. So I think
Good to catch up with
we
you
appreciate
fellas.
you listening. Yeah, it's been great. We've had a great time. It's been a long show, but well worth it.
Jim says we need 12 more subscribers before the 10th episode.
Yeah, if we can get 12 more, we'll do something special for our 50th subscriber. Not that necessarily just that subscriber. But for
Daryl will
50
eat
subscribers.
12 wacky wings if you give
could do
us
that.
12 more.
Jim will eat his hat. His
I'll eat my
Seahawks.
hat.
I'll drink out of a boot.
We'll do
that
it
I
all.
wore.
We'll do it all. All right. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to
Happy
subscribe. See you in a
Good
week.
night, everybody.
Smash it.
Happy weekend.
Smash it. 8 o'clock next week, Tuesday. Wish I'll be home on time. Love you.